Well, hello everybody. Wow. You know what? My number one requested topic is this one. If I don't get 2 to 3 emails a day asking me the same message or Facebook message or whatever, um, people want to know, okay, can you help me out? I'm on it. Need to get a rental in Cebu or something. But you just can't Google apartments for rent in Iloilo or Cebu and find good results. It's just not going to happen. Many of them will be outdated and very expensive listings. Maybe you can find, if any at all. It really is that difficult. And now a lot of people say, well, give me a great real estate agent in the area. So agents here, well, they're more rare because you have to have a bachelor's degree and you have to work for 2 years for a registered, licensed real estate agent, which often is done like for free. Some people pay, but some don't. And in order to finally be able to get your own license, so it makes it difficult and complicated in a country like this. And also, agents just aren't going to help you for a 10,000 peso rental, 20,000. It really doesn't matter. For the most part, they don't want anything to do with rentals. Not to mention, here in this country, there is no MLS, Zillow, or any other database type website where all the rentals and places for sale or whatever are all listed. Those don't exist here, and so that's not going to be able to help you either, which makes the agents not even want to bother trying. So, on a side note, I just want to mention that in this video, this is going to help you also if you're looking to purchase in the Philippines, because it's kind of the same thing. Although, yes, there's real estate agents for purchasing, but because of what I said about MLS and Zillow, it's going to be the exact same thing where they just can't give you very much because they're only going to know the listings they know about, which would be usually only the ones where they're getting a very juicy commission on something they've already marked up another 10% or something like that. And often they're trying to put a square peg in a round hole just to get you into one that they're going to make the maximum amount of money on. And so often you need 10 real estate agents to find out about every place that is for sale officially. And then that excludes everybody else who doesn't want to pay a commission to a real estate agent. And so they post it privately. So just to give you an idea, this kind of thing we're going to talk about today is going to help you for both, but we're going to focus today on specifically rentals. Now, today I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways that really does work. And I've done this, not 4 years, but I've also met so many people, and I know which ones worked for them and what didn't work for them. And it is a consistent theme all the way across. And often people take a little while to get to this point because they have to stumble through many processes to realize that this is truly the only 3 ways that you can find rentals here in the Philippines. So the first thing is going to be something that a lot of people in the West really don't want to do. And that's Facebook. I never had a Facebook either. I get it. And but you need it. Here in the Philippines, people don't have websites like companies and stuff like that. Some do. I'm not saying all, but they will have a Facebook page. And that is where you will find out time they're open, their menu, everything will be there. If you want to contact them for booking, everything, they will literally use their Facebook page as their website. And so you kind of have to have Facebook here. If you want to book some tickets for something or whatever, you're going to need a Facebook. So just create a basic nothing profile. Don't post anything on there if you're so worried. And also then put it just like on a laptop or a computer or something like that if you don't want it on your phone. So I get all the reason people don't like their data being stolen, all that stuff. Okay, no problem. But if you are on Facebook, by the way, follow us, That Philippines Life. We post tons of stuff there. And believe it or not, we get way more views on Facebook than we do on YouTube. Anyway, so Facebook is going to be your best friend when it comes to finding rentals, properties, everything else. So that's what we're going to show you first. And then we'll go to number 2 and number 3. And they're kind of all important if you really want to find the best deals. But Facebook is the place you're going to have to start, especially if you're still at home in the West and you're looking at, I want to move to Cebu or whatever. So I'm just going to bring this up and I'm going to share the screen with you so you can all see as well. And by the way, after we go over the 3, the 4th part will be Q&A. You can ask whatever. We'll discuss everything. And so thank you for joining and appreciate it very much. Okay, so let's put it up on the screen. There it is. And on my screen. So, guys, Facebook, your favorite place to be. And so what I'm doing right now is I put Cebu apartments for rent. All right. This is not area specific or anything, I should move over a little bit here just so that you guys can actually see me and the screen. So right now I just put something really basic in here of Cebu apartments for rent. Now I'm going to scroll it back over to here so you guys can all see. The first thing that comes up is groups. And you notice in the groups there, like the first one, this is 90 posts per day. So that's a really good place. But clearly there's a lot being put into there. And they have the second one here is also 90 a day and 90 a day. So they're the first three biggest groups having that many posts every single day. So that's a good place to start. You don't actually have to join them all the time. A lot of them are open, like this one I think is open. So this is somebody posting that they're looking for an apartment and in condo near SM Cebu, Robinson Galleria, 10 to 12K budget per month, and when they're starting. So and then if you just keep going, and there'll be more and more. And like this one is being shown here, like looks like a little studio, maybe a one bedroom, but I think it's a studio. That's a sublease, and they don't list the price. This is going to be a common theme that you're really, oh no, they do list. Look at that. You will find a lot of people will stay away from price. As a foreigner, I always tell you, just stay away from that. Yeah, don't even bother. If they aren't going to put the price, it's going to be a different price for you. Monthly rental, 17,000 pesos per month. That's really good, excluding of condo dues. So actually that might end up being 25 to 26,000 or something. And this is a sublease, so he's losing some money on it. And there's 6 months minimum rental, 1 month plus 2 months deposit. Again, a very common thing in the Philippines is to ask for the 3 months, and 2 of them being deposit, not last month. You see that 1 month in advance? It doesn't say last month and 1 deposit. No, they want 2 months deposit. Now, you guys put in the comments how many times it's happened to you, but it's extremely rare to get your deposit back. So this is a negotiation thing. Just keep that in mind. You want to negotiate that 2 month deposit to one more deposit, just to 1 month deposit, and then the last month's rent, or if you can make it all into the last month's rent, something like that. It's not even close to unusual that they will just never give you your deposit back. And because under the rules, you have to have cleared out of the place, given them X amount of time to check it, to make sure it was clean, to make sure all the maintenance was done properly, and there's nothing broken, everything. I think they get like 30 days. It might be 2 weeks, but either way, you are already out. They have all the leverages gone. Go and sue me, sort of thing. And they know you're not going to sue them for 35,000 pesos because it would cost you way more than that. So yeah, again, negotiation, very, very important. So this is like this one unit here. This is a really, really good deal at 25,000 in a very popular place. But what you're going to find in popular places is the more popular they are, the more supply there is. And therefore, that supply means the price goes down. And so if you're in a place that's up and coming, well, they have very few rentals, the prices will be sky high. When I first moved to Iloilo, a studio apartment in Aviva Tower, which is very small, I think they're 24 or 26, 27, something like a square meter, tiny, really tiny condos. They were asking then 35,000 to 40,000 and getting it every month. I think those same ones now are down to 25. So as supply grows, the price goes down. And so it does matter. So in this case, like we got these groups here, right? So groups are a great place. You don't stop there though, because some people post to groups and some post to different groups. And you can click see all, and you're going to see a heck of a lot more groups that are going to load up. Looking at how many posts, everybody's 90 plus a day. So it's all over 100 a day. That's a huge amount. And then this one 4 a day. There you go. Ignore that one. But there's so many groups in here. You will be looking at apartments and houses for rent for a very long time. That's why a lot of people will go into the group and they will just post in there what they're looking for, because they know they have to navigate through so many. They're going to be there forever. And how many of them are still active? Honestly, I try to tell people, if it's a month old or older, it's very likely gone unless it's a dump. So you want recent only and just ignore the rest, because all the good ones are going to get snapped up pretty quick. Then we'll keep going on. So this is groups. Let's go to posts. So we'll underneath it. So posts are great because you can sort them on a phone a lot better. Actually, I got to move that back over. How do I get that back over? There you go. I'm trying to do this on a laptop. There you go. Recent posts. So we want recent posts. You can even select the dates and everything else. tag location and everything. Some people lie, so you got to really pay attention to this. But this is great. This one here, you see it says Lapu-Lapu City. So this is the island, the Mac 10 island, right where the airport is, beside in Cebu, but technically on the outside. So you're like closer to the beaches, the airport, everything, and maybe outside of all the traffic of like going up to Cebu IT Park and all that stuff. This actually might be a good spot for you if that's the area you want to be in. So they tell you the building number and everything. This is a really good listing because you have a good idea. There's nothing secret about it. And look at that, like 14K a month, including condo dues. 1 month advance or two, again, the security deposit thing, again, negotiate those. And if you're in an area where there's a lot of rentals, you are going to be able to get a better deal. So this one here is really, really good priced. It's small, like this is all very small stuff. But again, these same size ones that I remember looking at for 35,000 a month, now down to 14. This is much more realistic. It's a very tiny, it's really small. I wouldn't stay in that long term, more than a few days, but that's me. I like a lot of space. Other people don't. So here's another, this one's an IT park or near IT park actually, but they tell you right where. So you can look up La Hogue. I don't know where that is specifically. Not much great furnishings in this, but I bet you the price is fantastic. 37 square meters, so it's way big compared to the other ones, like 50% larger. Still not big as far as I'm concerned, but bigger. And 22,000 a month inclusive of condo dues, but it is 50% larger. So that does make sense. But here at least they only have 1 month advance and 1 month security deposit with a minimum of 12-month contract. So that, anyway, I'm not going to keep doing all of them. This is just Cebu. We can select anywhere. So wherever you are going in the Philippines, this is what you do is you go to Facebook first and search these very specific things. So like this is Cebu apartments for rent. And if you're going to a place that has far less, you're going to be in a different situation. But let's go to Marketplace. Marketplace is important because it's a little bit different. And it is like where you buy and sell things, right? Normally. But in this case, see, now I'm on Roxas City looking up Cebu apartments. So you just want apartments for rent or house for rent. But believe it or not, a lot of people call a house apartment. So you're going to kind of find the same things. So I'm just going to change it to apartments for rent. And then we're going to change this to Cebu, right? Instead, because you don't want Roxas City. And then you get to pick the radius. So see how big the radius is there? And on your phone, I know you can zip this a little bit easier, but let's say 2 kilometers. So say you want to be right in the heart of a IT park, but that's pretty bad actually. You want to be able to go to, like Lapu-Lapu is not even in this. And a lot of people like that. And you can move this pin, by the way, on your phone. So if you're using a phone, it'll be a little bit different. Yeah, it's not letting me move this circle, but that would be nice if I could just move that circle. On a phone, you can. All right, so anyway, there we go. Now it's going to change filters on it. Then we can go and say the minimum price to maximum if you want. Your date listed, you know, the last 24 hours, for example. We'll just do it for the sake of this. And we're just going to leave that. A lot of people will also want to be near the top of things, and so they put like a weird price. Often it's just a convoluted, so they'll put like 25. So 25 pesos. It's clearly not 25 pesos. What they mean is that place is 25,000 pesos per month. They're doing it to try to get to the top of a search thing, or making somebody that only wanted up to a 20,000 range actually see it, and then they're like, I'll go 5K more. They're just playing a game in the whole thing because this is probably a nice place. And like these prices to me, oh, the pictures are so small because I wouldn't trust this one. That's usually a screenshot of a screenshot if it looks like that. Yikes. Like if I go to this one, will the pictures be that small? Maybe it will. Maybe it's just because I'm not on a phone. These are a little better. Yeah, see, there's no black boxes around them. It's like that guy screenshot it and put it all back up. So this one has absolutely no information in it. Incredible. Really? Yeah. Interesting. Generally on you'd see a lot more information on this, and I'm not getting any. I've never done this on a laptop like this. I'm going to try full screening, but it would ruin everything you guys see. Oh, this is a really small place, but it's 16,000. But this is Cebu. Cebu's got some great, like you can get 11,700. Now, if I type in the same thing, and switch it to, let's see how much Iloilo City is going for these days, because Let's drop it to 5 kilometers. Get you right in the core of it all. Actually, 2 kilometers. Let's get you right in the core. Okay, I want to see because prices were really high the last time I was down here. Oh, there's one that's 16,000, but wonder what it says, if it does say. Where's the information? So strange. Huh. Okay, there should be all this information beside it, where it's located and stuff like that, and I'm not getting any of this information. So anyway, this is Marketplace. Marketplace is an entirely different place. It's where you can buy and sell like cars and anything you want in there. And sometimes people will put it in the wrong category and stick it in this one. If I had my phone right now, it would show me how big whatever they give you, the information they give you, how much the deposit is, and so on and so forth. But yeah, if I'm looking in, they're down. Oh, that's Cebu City. See, they're giving me ads. If there isn't many, this is another thing you have to keep an eye on Facebook. If Iloilo doesn't have very many, which it doesn't, if you look up at the front here, first one, Iloilo, then it goes Cebu, Santos, whatever, Mandao City, Davao City. It's because there's literally the results outside of your search because they only had one. They only had one listing. That's why Iloilo is so expensive. There's only one in Marketplace. Yikes, that's brutal. Let's go back to the other one just for a second. This is curiosity. I hope you guys don't mind me taking 2 minutes of your time on this to go back to the normal search because, wow, let's see. Yeah, here. Is that gonna go? No. Reset. There it is. All right, I want to see that because I know it is really bad in Cebu, in Iloilo City. A lot of people are looking. It's very difficult, and you're just going to pay higher prices these days. So there's the groups, and this one's 90 a day. So in this case, there's just a few groups that are big, and then it drops to 30. I'm surprised I'm not a member of any of them. They must be newer ones. Okay, so there's 30 some odd friends of mine in this group, though. So this is looking, house for rent, 1 aircon room, 1 non-aircon room, refrigerator, long-term, it's Santa Barbara. So this, to give you an idea, Deca 3, Santa Barbara phase 3. So that is way up by the airport. That is not in Cebu City. You need a car, that kind of thing. But you're right, like everything here is like, well, there's a boarding house, but a lot of people, everybody's looking. Oof, that's not a great place there. How much they want for that? No price. It's okay. You wouldn't be looking for that anyway. Here's one, Park Regency. So it's outside of the city, and the neighborhood is, I don't want to make fun of it, but there's a lot of roosters, there's a lot of dogs, and it's not every house is taken care of like this house. This house clearly looks like they took good care of it. You'd have to go and see it to make sure the neighbors are all doing that as well. But they're very small homes. I can tell you that right away. I've been to Park Regency many times. So there you go, 3 bedroom, 2 toilets. But the bedrooms, if I look at these pictures here, yeah, they're going to be really, really, really tiny. Yeah. So as you can see, you get a lot more value for your money in Cebu, and this is like not even in the city comparative. And yeah, how old's the post? The posting's 9 weeks ago, August 4th. Okay, that's probably long gone anyway. So yeah, and this is a group that gets how many posts a day? Anyway, I don't want to get burdened in it. This is where you have to look. You have to look on Facebook. It's just the way it works. It's a fact of life. Everything is on Facebook here in this country. Yeah, you'll find somebody made a website, like some real estate guy, and he puts he's got like 15 listings, 10 listings in it, that kind of thing. Often overmarked up and that kind of thing. It's just not, that's not helping you. It's not going to be very helpful. And Philippines is huge in amount of towns and cities and stuff like that. Facebook does have the market here. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with them. Okay, so, but let's go to the second thing, because that'll get, anybody can do that. You search on Facebook, you nailed it down, you kind of know what to look for. Price matters, looking for all those hidden fees. Every rental in the Philippines, do not even trust it if it's not coming with a notarized lease from a lawyer, okay? Notarized. It has to be a notarized, because otherwise you get into some kind of situation or whatever, well, you have nothing to stand on. And as much as people say it's lawless or whatever they say about here, or they can do whatever they want to you, the lawyers have the most power in this country. Law does actually mean something. Make sure you get a lawyer to that has notarized it. You can bring it to your own lawyer. Lawyers are cheap here. It's $20, okay? Any lawyer you want to go to, the highest end of the lowest end, they're all about 1,000 pesos per visit. And if that visit's an hour, it's an hour, whatever. But it's $20. They'll review it with you right there and tell you if there's anything wrong. And there's plenty of lawyers, no problem at all. So once you get to that, okay, so that'll just help you look for it. And like I said, leave your questions into the comments, because we will get to the Q&A when I get all through all 3 points. The next part is boots on the ground. I don't know, man, maybe 50%, something like that. 50% of the people that I've met who have awesome places that they've rented did not get them online. They weren't already presented to the whole world, and everybody made killer, went after it and everything, because that's what happens. It's good if you're the seller or renter, because you get a horde of people to go look at it, and then if it's really good, it's gonna go like this in a snap, right? But the best ones are often the ones that aren't listed anywhere. They kind of considered renting, but the fear of renting is actually really high, because not everybody takes good care of property. A lot of people will put 20 people in a property and lie to your face, that kind of thing. And so if you are, which a big percentage of the population are, OFW, you've gone to California to be a nurse, you've gone to whatever, you've gone to do your schooling, and then you've got a job in the US, and you've got a house here. It was a family house, whatever. You have a house here. You rather just pay a caretaker, 500 pesos a week, or 1,000 pesos, or 2,000, whatever, just to keep an eye on the house, than to rent it out, because you're so afraid that somebody's just going to trash your house. It's just, you just can't imagine it being worth it, because to somebody in California or something, they're like, for the couple $100 a month I could get out of this thing, it's just not worth it. And I'm sure you can understand that. So you get those deals by being boots on the ground, going and saying, I love this neighborhood, I want to live here. And that's why I tell people, rent for a few days, an Airbnb or whatever, and go wander and make sure you really love the area. Pick the area, then look. Go and talk to every trike driver in that neighborhood, the security guards, the sorry stores, talking to everybody. Do you know anybody renting here? Somebody's going to have a cousin, an aunt, an uncle. And this is where the one time it's going to help you to be a foreigner. It's not going to matter that you have to send a Filipino that doesn't look like they have much money. That's not going to work. In this case, the foreigner part does work for you. You're going to be going in there, and they'll look at you and they'll be like, my sister, she works in Seattle now. She keeps saying to me, like, I wish I didn't, I just sick of paying somebody to do nothing there, that kind of thing. And they're looking at you going, this is a good opportunity. This person's not going to trash the place. They're not going to have 30 people in the house. They're probably going to actually improve my house. And then they get on the phone with the sister, and then boom, all of a sudden you have this amazing house, and you got it for the same price as the market. They usually ask you, what do you think the market is? And you'd be like, well, I've been looking around, and it's about 20,000 pesos a month, or 12,000, 50,000, whatever. And if you aren't lying, you're probably going to land a deal. And so that actually happens so often. And a lot of times it is going to be also the security guards of a subdivision. If you want to be in a subdivision, the security guard knows, just because he sees the people coming and going, they have to register to go in or whatever, and they have a really good idea. And you tip them afterwards. You say, hey, thanks for helping me out. You got me hooked up. So that's like a really big thing. So first one, Facebook. You have to have Facebook. You're going to look for it. It's not that hard to search, but don't just search there. Search all the groups, search the marketplace, and also when you're in the posts section, select newest, because anything too old is probably either terrible or it's gone. The last one is networking. Other expats, they'll be like, well, actually, I know my friend Tom here, when he was looking at places, he went and looked at 5. He had 2 or 3 of them that he was on the fence and trying to figure out which one, and then he picked one. Well, that means the other 2 he was willing to consider just as much as the one he chose. So by just networking and getting to know those people, he would say, well, yeah, go look at this one and this one, because they're really good. This one won out on me for X reason. So networking does help. It's really, really important. There's so many expats that have been around the block already. They've kind of gone through it. I know also you can learn some negative side of things too. For example, I had two friends in the city here who rented from a landlord, and the first one had problems with the landlord and bailed and just said, screw this, I'm out. And then the other one did also, and so they both left. Well, that place is probably back on the market. I don't know for sure, but likely is. And well, you would learn not to bother with that one, right? So it does help the network. Those are the three most important things: Facebook, boots on the ground, network. Facebook you can do from home, but you got to come here. You got to spend some time. And it's not even just that. Like, you want to get to know the area really well, because I know too many people, and I was one of them. Like when I moved to Boracay, I had friends that also moved to Boracay that I met there. And so many of us regretted it because we signed these long-term 1 year plus contracts. And after a few months, they were like, okay, been there, done that. I need to get out of here. I need to go to somewhere where there's more like different action. It's the same thing over and over. It's like Groundhog Day in a paradise. Don't get me wrong, but it's great for vacation, not to live. And so a lot of them, had to walk away from massive deposits and everything just to, be able to freely move to a new place. And so it does matter. Like, try out a place first for a little while, then do the 1 year contract, that kind of thing. Negotiating power, though, is always going to be based on supply and demand. Like you saw in Cebu, there's a ton available in Cebu. You have all the negotiation power. You can say, listen, I'm just going to do a 3-month. If I like it, I'll extend it for 1 year. But here in Roxas City, for example, or Iloilo City, you're going to have a hard enough time just getting a place that will accept you for 1 year. As it is, it's not about, you're just going to get the best deal you possibly can for yourself, but you're probably going to not be able to agree to less than 1 year contract unless you're paying a big price per night and doing it kind of like in the middle, right? You forgot to turn on your bots. I don't know what all that means. So anyway, guys, so let's get into your question and answers. I hope you guys, some of you need this. Like I said, I get a ton of requests of people asking me, how do I rent here in the Philippines? They'll tell me, can you give me a real estate agent in Manila? Can you give me a real agent in Davao and everything? And I have to tell them the bad news that, well, they don't want anything to do with rentals. And B, I would never recommend it even if they did, because there's no database. So what do you want? You want to pay somebody to search Facebook for you? And at the end of the day, then the price is already listed on Facebook 99% of the time. Those are the best ones to go for anyway. So therefore, the price is already established. Great. You want to now convince them that you're the best tenant for you so you can negotiate better terms. And so you don't want to send some Filipino that, generally when you want to buy something cheap, you send somebody who doesn't look like they have a lot of money. Well, in this case, you already know the price. So go in there and look like, wow, I want that person as my tenant. And therefore, they'll negotiate better terms. So it's actually an opposite thing than when you're shopping. All right, so let's go up and just check all of this. Yeah, so by the way, I've been in this situation before. I don't know anything about your situation here, what city or whatever, but the law is they get to take your foreign driver's license and they give you the ticket. When you go to pay the ticket in person, they're not supposed to take money from you, obviously. I think you knew that. Then when you go pay the ticket in person, then you will get back your driver's license. So, but I got to tell you, at 1,000 pesos, that would have been probably a pretty good deal, because I don't know how much the ticket was, 500 pesos, but you'd have to go the next day, line up in some place, pay it up, get your license back from the office, which would probably be the LTO or something like that, the licensing office. To me, that's worth 500 pesos to not do that. I don't want to waste half a day doing this kind of thing. So good, it was only 1,000 pesos. Hi, Mike. I appreciate you having some free time to meet up the other day. We had a good time with you and Frankenfeld. Hey, Frankie, I'm so glad you guys came all the way to Roxas City. Thank you very much. Hello from Norway. Hello. Good evening, Michael. Great topic tonight. I think it's going to be helpful with a lot of people. Lagging issues, I hope not, and I apologize if there is, but I do see what you mean. It does say there are some. Hopefully it worked out. I hope. It does seem to be moving on my end now and not frozen, but yeah. Hello, Mike. Oh, hello from Cavite. Yes, I got that. Thank you very much. I'm living in Iloilo, near Mega World, in a small apartment looking for a one bedroom in Iloilo. Yeah, so I'm sure you know how difficult that really is. It's just a really tough time for Iloilo. The demand is just skyrocketed, and the supply is next to none. But there's very good news for Iloilo, and you can see it. SM, Mega World, Avita Tower, like that whole Ayala Corporation, all of them, tons of condominiums going up, like in the finishing touches. There are going to be so many units going onto the market in the next very short period of time that you're going to start to see that flip. You're going to see that their supply is going to increase tremendously, and therefore the prices should at least stabilize, if not come down. It's going to be a while before you'll see the big decline. You won't see Cebu type thing until the supply is just so much bigger. But remember, like Cebu and Manila, those are great places right now if you want to live in a condo, and probably reduce the prices of everything else because of the supply of the condos. Is that one bedrooms and bachelor apartments? Well, they have what, a 4 year, something like that, 4 year, 5 year backlog in unsold units. So yeah, there was a big bubble pop when the Chinese were pogos or whatever were all banned from the country, removed, something like that. And it caused big damage to the condo market in that side. But for the smaller, only 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, they fared out very well. Renting a 3 bedroom, 3 CR, 4 car carport for $10K was outdated, but was in good condition. So I just did the renovations. That is a fantastic deal. I don't know when you did it, but I know just a few years ago you could have got this kind of thing more commonly. But that's fantastic. Sweet deal. If looking for a 3 bedroom condo, would I have better quality, or all are poor quality? Well, the thing is the 3 bedroom condos are much bigger and they're rare, and so they make them luxurious. But the building itself would use the same building materials. Maybe the finishings are better and that kind of thing. But your building is your building, so you're gonna have to do research on the company that makes that condo, that kind of thing, if you're really going to buy in or anything. But if you're just renting, you can just look around and you can see cracks and problems and everything else, and decide if that's a type of condo you want to be in. I see the difference between like some of the early ones. Usually the first one isn't the best, but then the second and third and fourth, that type of thing, with an area like when I saw a Mega World, when I went into the Airbnb in there, I was like, eeh. But then the second building, I was like, wow, this is so much nicer. And third building, even nicer. So you just got impressed after that. But the demand was so high that they can charge bigger money, and they're going to have to put in the good furnishings and the fixtures, and the build quality has got to be higher, I think, just to maintain a good reputation. It kind of gets important when they're a booming area. All right. Yeah, 3 bedroom condos are very rare, but they are generally like penthouses. Okay. Yeah, that's why a lot of people like condos. And also, like, if they want to travel, you don't have to worry about it. You lock the door, you're done. No yard to take care of, no nothing. You don't have to worry about, oh, there's a hole in the roof, there's a leak here, or whatever, something going on. You can just shut the door, move on, go do whatever. So I know that's why a lot of people do it. She is just chilling out inside there. We're not married, but yeah, she's just hanging out. This type of stream, I said, I got this. I thought, oh, you guys might actually catch the real fun. It happens in about 30 minutes from now. So it depends if you can hang out, but I can show you a little bit. Yeah, it's long enough. So right now, nothing, right? That's all sand. You can see the crabs running around if your zoom is pretty good. They're all running around, but the ocean is right there. My light probably doesn't extend far enough for that, but soon the waves will be so high, and it'll be like a bathtub, and it'll be crashing up against the wall right below me. It is truly something to see, that's for sure. So I don't know what this guy means about the bots, but I don't know. I guess because he thinks I should have more viewers, but this is decent for me. I think it is. The number of views on my live stream. What do we got? 331 views, but I don't know how many are in here live. Oh, only 64. Oh, it's time of day. It's also Tuesday. So now you're right. But my channel has been going like south, but I don't have any bots now. Awesome, Mike. Thanks, brother. Thank you very much. Are there any homes in IT Park? Yeah, so Cebu IT Park's here, and people that live in there know the name, but there is a large, more expensive subdivision right behind it. It's been a while since I've been down there, so I don't remember the exact place, but there is a really to-do place that anybody Cebu probably can jump in and let you know. Howdy, hey, Brian, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. From Ventura, California. Hey, Michael, Eddie here from Seattle. How about those condos in Roxas? Are they building them yet? So there is some approval process stuff that's been kind of lagging. That's why I haven't been able to show anything. I haven't been able to get anywhere with it. It is some, so the floor plans had to go to be approved. And I kind of had some part in changing those floor plans because I said that, you know, foreigners aren't going to want these 25 to 35, even 40 square meter condos. They're going to want like big, you know, 8500 square meters, that kind of thing. And so they took my word for it and they said, okay, let's sit down. And so I printed off a bunch of floor plans that I found to be like, you know, Western style, that kind of thing. And I like, this is the kind of things that you guys need to put at least some in there. And so they agreed to do like the corner units on the different floors would be these 85-ish square meter condos, which is great, like with nice balconies, everything else. That's the kind of thing. If somebody wants to get a freaking condo, man, like they want to live in something like this, you shouldn't be like, oh, I don't want to live here. Who wants to buy something like that, right? And Angeles looking to move to Duma end of April. Yeah, so Angeles is a great place for obviously because the supply has been there for so long. There's a lot, and Dumaguete is the same thing. Like I saw somebody yesterday comparing, like my video because I said it was booming here in Roxas City and showing all the different construction projects, but he had to compare it to Dumaguete, and I'm like, that's like comparing apples and giraffes. Like I didn't make any statements about this thing about being like a comparative or better or anything. Not at all. I don't know why he brought that up. Dumaguete will get 50 to 100 foreign visitors every day, every single day. We might get 3, you know, maybe 10 in a day. And then there'll be days maybe 0, and then it'll be 5 the next day, that kind of thing. Like it's just not the same thing, you know? So really, and there's been like decade plus, like 15, 17, 20 years. I don't know when the Fortune magazine came out with the article on Dumaguete, they're making it so popular, but there's a huge amount of time where they built a whole industry of foreigners there and apartments and restaurants to work with them, and the big trikes that you feel like you're like riding in heaven over there. Like Dumaguete, you can't just go around saying, well, you can't say anything about a place, you know, having a lot of construction there, and without me comparing it to a place that is already established as the top place for that. So Dumaguete is a great place. It already has the infrastructure that foreigners love, including many modern places that are at a great price because there's so many of them. Is it made a good idea in the Philippines to do all the cooking stuff? Sure, friggin' yes. I 100%. Like we have a girl that comes in twice a week. Even though Catherine does tons of cleaning, she really does. She's a good cleaner and everything, but she does all the cleaning. But we still, she comes and does our laundry. She just does all the other stuff. And like, I don't have to think, you know, like it's a pretty good life. I just don't think about anything. I can just take this and put it there. And like magic, it's taken care of, you know, like everything, like it's a fresh towel every time. It's hard to explain, like it's just magic. Anyway, and that's not just because Catherine's here. It's because we have people. And so we have the girl that comes twice a week, and then we just have people. So when our gate breaks for the 100th time from the storms, or, you know, our movie screen, it got trashed, right? And everything. And so today we had all this wall being painted, well, the last 2 days with a special kind of paint and everything. And getting my CCTV camera that got destroyed in the typhoon like a month ago, I said, I'm not putting a new one up until that's better weather. And so today we're doing that. I have people for that. They just come and they take care of everything, and the other one took care of his wife took care of Lara while he did all the work, and spread the wealth, man. I you know what, and they will make your life feel so good, and like it's so easy, and like I like privacy, so I don't have live-ins or anything, but it's cool. Like if they come here and they do their thing and they leave, clean my beach, clean this, clean that, very happy. According to ChatGPT, I don't trust everything on that, but Iloilo is said to be the best for my health, safety, and mobility. I have found several rental in the surrounding area. Yeah, so the surrounding area, I lived there, for a year, almost 2 years, and I lived in Mandariao near the top, so it was near Pavia. I liked it because you can get around, and the good thing about Iloilo is you can take grab to everything, anything and everything, and the taxis use the meter. Unlike other places, you can't trust it. Oh no, there if they find out a taxi driver didn't use a meter, he gets charged, like by the police. So it's actually really cool that they're very strict on that, because that's the downfall for Manila and Cebu, different places where people just don't trust the taxis anymore, and that's a great thing for Iloilo, and it's helped really make it more and more popular, is having the rule of law in everything, like parking tickets. They try to keep the traffic moving. They have parking enforcers, or traffic enforcers, sorry, at every intersection to make sure the traffic's always flowing, even though there's a light. Well, they want to make sure nobody runs the red light, that kind of thing, and just keep things moving. They've had some ups and downs with that, but for the most part, it's all been really good and on the up. But Iloilo is progressing so fast. It has all the top hospitals now lined up over there. Not all of them, but like what you would need. It's not St. Luke's, but it's pretty good. They got really good stuff out there. And mobility, you're right. They have the largest walking paths of anywhere. The Esplanade there is well over 40 kilometers. You can go everywhere all over there, especially if you situate yourself downtown. Outside of the city, you need a vehicle. That's the thing, or just take Uber to get in. There's a big convenience if you do need mobility in hospitals and all that, to just finding a spot in Festa Walk, in mega, like SM, I guess, but I feel like mobility is not perfect there yet. But what's the other one I was just thinking of today? Smallville. Smallville is another great place. Avita, Smallville, whole thing. You can take it right over to Costco and everything, and yeah, it's very, very good. Good morning from cold USA. Well. Good morning. We had people visiting us at the Beaver today, and they were saying even in San Francisco, it's pretty cold there. Is there a scuba scene in Roxas City at all? Not really. We're like a beach scene here. There is no. What do you guys have, the decompression tanks? The thing is you're just so close to Baraka, and that's where you're going to go scuba diving. It's not like you couldn't, but there's no decompression tanks or anything like that, or the required healthcare I would imagine you'd need. And this is all sand, far going out, and that's not really ideal, right? But if you go further down the coast towards Pilar, and then to Iloilo and Gigantes, oh my God, most gorgeous places. They are amazing places to scuba dive, but once again, there's no real industry there right now. The last part, the closest I got for that is what's happening in Conception and Estancia. They are all focusing on having a scuba type of diving and snorkeling type of tourism. So that's not that far, but it's in Iloilo, and great prices over there. Robert, thank you for being a member forever, by the way, Robert. And you still have all your magnets sitting on our fridge, still waiting for you to come to visit. Everyone relax, I'm here now. Yes, you are. What advice to do if your maid falls in love with you? I think that's a bad idea. Go to Filipino Peter for that kind of advice. There you go. I don't know how many maids she's had, but she's probably interviewed a few. Are there any comparable cities to Iloilo that you would recommend? Iloilo and Davao and Bacolod are often compared, right? Bacolod is different. Like I come from the Iloilo mentality. I went to Bacolod. I really loved the place. Robert's from Bacolod there in the comments. But it just doesn't win me over the same way. I just don't get the flow of the city. And it just didn't feel the same vibe. But Davao, I haven't yet been. I've had 2 flights there. Both of them, for whatever reasons, I couldn't catch the flights. Let's just say that. One was not my fault. One was my fault. And so I still have to visit there. But from every account that I've gotten, it is a larger Iloilo. And so it's clean, it's modern, it's considered very livable, and it's actually in an area that, well, if you look, other than the earthquakes, there really is no typhoons. It's a very safe part of the Philippines. There's a certain amount of people that'll say, if it says Mindanao in the word, I don't want it. So there's that part, but it's a very safe place, and it isn't like the other parts of Mindanao. So those are the three that I would say come to mind that people compare. But other people in the comments, feel free to jump in. The air quality is horrible there. It's horrible. Air quality here. I'd have to go back and see what place you were talking about. Yeah, I don't know. Hi, I apply nanny available. There you go. Somebody would like to be your nanny. Oh, wow. We got a whole bunch of people talking about this maids here. Have you seen any buildup of Western forces in the Philippines? No. How far is Clark? So Clark is really far from here. That's north of Manila. So not the top of the country, but it's like the top island, right? So it's halfway down. You're not going to see them anywhere around here. No, they're not going to come this far south, even though if you think about it, if they were in a jet, we're talking 15 minutes from here to at the speeds they go. It would be only 15 minutes, but I guess this is in a patrol area. I think they go towards the ocean and don't come this way, maybe. But I know when you're in Angeles City, you just look up. There'll be times where you're going to see jets everywhere. But you don't see them walking around or anything. I believe there's only 400. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I looked, there was only 400 Air Force military. And that's from not just pilots. We're talking about all the admin and tech crews and mechanics and stuff like that. Where is Wildcat hiding, eh? Brian, she's hiding inside. She's hiding inside. She's not feeling up to it today. Plus this topic, I'm going to cut out all this stuff for later and just clip the video for the first part for everybody else. But this hangout thing or whatever, I can only get her to do it so many times. Plus, she socialized me with subscribers that came to the Beaver tonight. So she did her part. I appreciate it. Oh, Gino. Hey. Gino's wonderful. Great man. Great guy. Love the guy. Absolutely great guy. I'm living in Dumaguete. Appreciate how you help us look at other parts of the Philippines. Thank you, Mike. Oh, thank you. Been following you for a couple of years. Hey, thank you very much, Hard Drive. Thank you very much. Yeah, I like looking around, and I know that like what I like may not be anything like what other people like, and so I like having perspective. So if somebody says where is that type of life, I actually have perspective and try to help them out and show them, at least some areas, some ideas to help them out, because I get a lot of people who write me and they just say, I'm moving to the Philippines. Can you tell me where to go? And I kind of need, obviously I need more than that, right? Can you give me a little bit more? What do you like? I like golf. I like beaches. I like snorkeling. I like scuba diving. I'm single. I just want to know where all the ladies are. Yeah. And like another important part is, are you a very social person if you're meeting ladies? Because if you don't have the ability to hit on the girl and, she'll smile, but you got to do the rest sort of thing, you're not going to have any luck in a country that is very conservative, unless you want to go to Angeles City, Cebu, maybe IT Park, maybe Makati and Poblacion, get some of the, not just bar girls, but the girls that are used to being around that type of thing. They're a little bit more westernized and very liberal. Like when I say liberal, I mean like they're women's equal, sort of thing. So they speak up for themselves and that kind of thing. And they will make the first move. They will ask you and they'll kind of really hit on you and everything else, just give you their number. But for the most part, you're going to have some skills. Otherwise, you're going to have a very difficult time when people come to these places going, I heard by watching other vloggers out there that it's like, I just go there and I'm just going to be, women are just going to throw themselves at me. It's just going to be everywhere and everything. And it's well, not really. It's not going to work that way. But if you walk in the market at 8 in the morning And expect all the ladies as usually back by to go woo and giggle and smile and hey Joe and all that kind of stuff, along with everybody else, by the way. And then you got to capitalize on that opportunity, but there won't be any more than that. You get the hint. It's up to you then after that. They're showing the interest. They're winking at you. They're smiling at you. But you got to do your part. Really nothing to do with rentals, is it? That's okay. Like I said, this is the Q&A part. We do whatever. I can handle anything but queuing, and the Philippines is the land of queuing. So I made it $200. Listen, I agree with you. Like when we were operating the Beaver on a regular basis, it was time to pay the electric bill. It was time to pay the water bill or whatever. And we have to get the official receipt. So we can't pay it online. We can't do anything. You have to go and line up to get the official, legal, documented receipt to use in the paperwork. And I did it once. And I was like, oh no, this is why I have people. Like I just pay people to do these things because I'm not going to do that. So anytime if I needed something from the LTO that didn't require me, but somebody had to go line up, I pay somebody to go line up. It's way worth it to me to have somebody go do that and queue for hours upon hours upon hours. You don't get so hot, no air conditioning, just sitting in there. And everybody appreciates it. The guy gets money. It's not hard work. He's just going to sit there. He's going to play on his phone. So everybody win-win. And yeah, I do appreciate that part of this country is that you can find somebody to take care of stuff like that. Mindanao is great. There you go. Angelise. Clark is Angelise. Yeah, exactly. Clark is the same thing. Look behind you. Yeah, you see the crabs down there, though? There's a lot of crabs down there crawling all over the place, getting away from the shore. But this soon will come up. It'll smash on the wall real soon, like I said. I sure wish I had my house in Bohol again. It's growing. Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine? It was 400 square meters, 20 minutes from Panglao. So was it on Panglao or on a beach or anything? The thing about that is Panglao is taking off. Then the beaches on both sides going this way, taking off. But I feel like you're further in or whatever, it's still going to be some time. But Panglao is printing gold. Did you check out Leia? I might have. I don't remember, Brian. Maybe, but I think we were live, so I don't know. I watch a YouTube where a bling guy with one leg got a Filipina. I can see. I can see. Oh, blind guy. Let's go. Hey, anybody can. Listen, it's a combination of the dating websites and being here. Like even dating websites back home, you're going to get scammed all the way to Sunday. And so like David, or recently he was telling me, he goes, I first picked my city. What's the point of going away on a dating website? And now to date the girl, I got to go live in some dump I don't like. I'd rather pick where I want to live, which he picked Roxas City, thanks to the vlogs. And then he went on the dating website and looked up only that city. And so we found Irene right here in Roxas City. Wonderful couple. They're living their best life. And so, yeah, he picked his city, went on the dating website when he's available and here, date them while they're here. They can't scam you for anything. They can't, be fake or anything. You're literally right here. Okay, meet me tonight for coffee, whatever, that kind of thing. It's really where you want to do. It'll go a lot faster and make your life a lot easier. And it helps with introverts. If you're an introvert, you need use dating websites, the apps. People scream about Christian Filipina, and they offer me, just to be clear, they offer to pay me all the time. And I'd say no, because it doesn't seem genuine. I'm like, I'm not dating. What? It's just so weird. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't flow. It doesn't make any sense. And so I turn them down. But I will tell you that that's the biggest out of all the dating websites that people say they found their match. They were happy. At the time I met them, they were happy. That was the dating website that was a win. And they all said the same thing because they could check them. The site allows, when you're going to get serious with them, you can, I don't know if you pay for it or if it's part of it. I don't know anything like that. But you can ask the site and they will check all of her messages to other guys to make sure that she actually is ready, just as ready as you are to do something about this. And or otherwise they'll tell you, oh no, she's got 5 other guys. She's doing the same thing too. Boom, there you go. I think a lot of people like that. So I heard that about it. I don't know for sure. I haven't been on it. I only know what other people tell me. So do your own research, but sounds to me like I heard enough people that it's probably the best bet. I appreciate you. Keep the vlogs going. Thank you very much, Hard Drive. Thank you. How are the locals toward expats? It depends where you are. Like the funny thing is I saw, it's not bad. I don't want you to think, when I was in Cambodia, Albania, like that kind of thing, even when I was in Vietnam, the same friendliness, openness for expats, it doesn't exist. The Philippines has like a whole other level of loving visitors to their country. They have a lot of pride here, and they want to be able to show it and share it, and they love for you to come and see it. But one thing, like Angeles, they have some people that are just kind of had enough. They just seen too many real assholes or something, and maybe that's what it is. Too many people that rub them the wrong way or whatever. And so I've seen some people there, but again, we're talking, they're already at a 10 when I say the Philippines about welcomeness. And maybe I saw people in the 9s or 8s out of 10 in welcomeness. So it's still pretty damn good. But yeah, no, like everywhere I go, people are just like, can I get a picture with you? And not just me, I mean like other, I'm now getting to a point where people do it a lot, but nobody's like somebody who just came here, nobody knows me, and the people are asking if they can have a picture with them just because they're American or Canadian or whatever, right? So that should really hit that home. It is true. Because here in Europe, people have a problem with refugees. Yeah, politics here, don't get me wrong. The thing is, the difference is, and as long as this stays the same, the foreigners that come here to the Philippines bring their money here and spend it here. We do not collect from their social services. We don't take from their free healthcare. We don't take their free education. We don't take anything. So we dump it into their economy and don't take anything back out of it. Maybe sometimes you take a wife, but in the reason that people find in Europe and Canada, they explain is that they come and they take from the social system that they've not paid into, that kind of thing, and they live off of the system, at least for maybe not a whole generation, but for a while, until they can actually earn the income and start paying the taxes and build into it, right? Well, in this system, you weren't given that opportunity to join that system at all. So when you come here, it's just a one-way street. You put your money in here. And that's why I think it is different. And that's why people say, why don't they call you immigrants? Why do they call you expats? Well, because you're not really immigrating. The society is not going to put you into their bosom. They're not going to nurture you and take care of you and give you Social Security. And no, they're not going to do any of that. You are going to spend your money here in this country. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's a big difference. Gino suggests Calibo. Yeah, Calibo, concerned about mobility, available rentals, medical, don't worry. He is right about the medical there. They have brand new, like last year. Yeah, I don't even know if it's been a year, but let's just say it's been 1 year, a mega hospital built there, Asia Pacific. And it is because, well, you got all these wealthy people, and there's some very wealthy people that live and stay in those very high-end Shangri-La resorts and all that stuff. There's so many Red Crims and all that in Boracay, but the hospital there can only like stabilize you at best. There really is nothing. And so they needed a place to transport them immediately for major heart attack, major surgeries, major everything. And so they built this massive Asia Pacific hospital. And keep in mind, Calibo is a town. It's not even a city, but they have a not world-class, but very, very, like we're near the top there. Go and tour it. They will actually, if you go and ask to see their, they actually have marketing departments in hospitals here. And so you ask for the marketing department and ask them to give you a tour of the hospital. They will give you a pretty good tour, and you'll be like, okay, I didn't realize this was possible. I've had it done in Medical City, and I know they will all do it for you, especially if you're willing to invest. Dude, I'm so happy to hear that. Hey, Mike, wife and I are planning to come to Philippines this year. Fantastic. I don't know why you're waiting so long. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Good evening there. Nice to see. Be safe. Morning here in Washington State. Thanks very much, Bruce Carroll. Oh, Ralph. It's not Filipinas. Let me just be clear. I was never a big fan of girls wearing having tattoos. Females as a whole, it's just kind of like, I don't know. But I know there's people that absolutely love them and they would choose a girl that has tattoos everywhere over a girl with no tattoos. But my personal preference, anyway, what am I going to do? My girl's got tattoos. And she had a tattoo when I met her. So there you go. Wasn't a deal breaker. Queuing is way better than passing. Yeah. How did you like Cambodia? So yeah, I had videos. It's on my old channel. Unfortunately, I don't have any control over that anymore. But yes, my old YouTube channel where you see my face all the time, and many of the videos, like 1,000. It was pandemic. They allowed people to stay there if you went through quarantine. This is right at the beginning, right? Like before Delta, everything else. And but then I got there, and I literally watched everything change before my eyes before they released me out of the 14-day hold. It went from no restrictions once you finish to pretty much maximum within a week of being out of it. It was like maximum. It was just going crazy. So much that I finally, after a month of being there, I had to jump on a plane and get out of there because they were going to lock you in your home and only the government would bring you rice and water. And I was like, oh no. So Cambodia, they weren't very friendly, the locals. English does you almost no good there. I talked to a gentleman from Scotland, and he's like, the only guy I found that was a trike driver and that he spoke English, and he kept taking me to only places that he liked, and I hated the food there. And I kept telling him, no, do you have anything else? Like something else? And he would take him to the same places, and he got so frustrated he left Cambodia. Anyway, I thought it was pretty interesting. But I met some good, a lot of expats and got to know the lay of the land and everything while I was there. Stayed at some, pretty decent places. I really liked that. But I had 2 motorcycle accidents there in the freaking month I lived there. Both of them hit and runs on me. Like a lot of not damage, but cuts and bruises and pain and that kind of thing. It took a while to get it through. Nobody cared. Everybody ignored me, like on the highway. Like people just go around you. Even the guy who hit me just took off. And then the other time, the guy ran me off the road and ran me right into a tree, into the ditch, and no one stopped. Everybody just kept going, and everybody ignored me. No one cares. The love's just not there. Let's just say that. I didn't find the same thing there at all. The wreck of the IJN Musashi is just offshore, eh? I know I'm supposed to laugh, but if you don't understand it, how am I going to do that, Brian? But thank you for the super chat. Oh, you guys are talking to each other here. Come across owners wanting post-dated checks. Yeah, listen, foreigners, especially if you don't have a permanent visa right away, and even if you do, you're still going to have a hard time for a bank to say, yes, I will open you a checking account. Very few people have checking accounts, foreigners. And so most of you, if you're lucky, you will get a savings account. And I have to tell them that. How am I supposed to do that? I have a savings account only. That's the only thing. I have a Philippines bank savings account only. And, they've all just said, okay, fine. Just every month, send me, like, here's my QR code. Just send me the payment. And I send them. But yeah, it was so difficult. You can't get those here. At the end of the day, by that time, they've already agreed, and you're all the way to that point. They're not ready to back out either. They just want a solution so they can start collecting the money. Hey, young, fresh global travel. Hey, my girlfriend is looking into moving Roxas to go to school there. Fantastic. Is there Grab Taxi? Yes, there is. Just not enough drivers right now. So sometimes you're waiting a long time. Any decent modern condos she can rent? Yes, there is. Especially if she's a student, there is some that are right by all the schools and stuff like that. So yes, there's 2 buildings now, but they're going to be constructing these big ones. That's what we were talking about earlier. But they have to get the floor plans approved by the government. because I went and helped them change them. I think it's kind of stalled it a bit, but any day now. But yes, there already is 2 condo buildings, plus another apartment building. It's kind of like a condo building that have apartments available here that are really modern, nice, good air, good Wi-Fi, that kind of thing. Nice coffee shops and restaurants and everything else around. So it'll be good. Grab is and Grab delivery. Yes, we have Grab. Sorry, we don't have Grab delivery. I got to reword this. We have Food Panda here, which is the exact same as Grab. We have Grab, but there's next to nothing on it because Food Panda was here long before Grab, and Grab just got here. And so when you go on Grab, you're like, why is there only 3 restaurants on this whole thing? You go Food Panda, there's 50 or 100. But anyway, either way, the answer is yes and yes, essentially. It should be good. We call expats because we can't have citizenship. Exactly. You're not an immigrant. You're not going to become a citizen, that kind of thing. When we go to Florida as a Canadian to retire, we're not considered immigrants either because, again, we're staying as Canadians. Nothing's changing. We're going to stay as Canadian. You're going to come here. You're going to stay as an American. And yeah, it's just going to be the way it is. I have a friend living in Merindockway. Have you been there? I don't know. Kind of remember where that is. Tag Black. Oh, okay. You were just in the city there. So yeah, the city should do well. Expat gathering is this Sunday, 5 p.m. At the Canadian Beaver. Eric, I hope I see you there. So yes, anybody who was in the area, if you're going to Iloilo or whatever, jump a taxi, come here. Probably cost you, I don't know, 2,000-3,000 pesos flat rate. Or take the bus and pay 200 pesos. Yeah, come and join us this Sunday, 5 p.m. Last time we had, with the typhoon going on, we had 43 or 44, 45. And the time before that, we had about that number. So I think without the typhoon, we would have rocked it. And so maybe this Sunday we'll rock it too. So come and check it out. We have great 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. We have amazing prices for beer for our happy hour, which is literally happy 4 hours. And it's only 100 pesos for this big, okay? This big, 568 milliliters draft beer. It's a great price. There you go. That's true. It's a very modern, great hospitals. What's the best place to find a deal on flights? Yeah, right now it's getting rough. Today was the Cebu 12/12, or is it to 12th? Yeah. Oh no, in 3 more days. So in 3 more days on 12/12, they're going to do, Cebu Pacific announced they're going to do their 12 pesos for, no, I don't know. You should look it up. Yeah, I think it's 12/12/12, something like that for 12 pesos. But they're kind of like, they're small discounts because it doesn't count the fees. It doesn't count the taxes. And so when you think, oh, I'm only getting it for 12 pesos, and they're like, wait a minute, why did this cost me 2,200 pesos? It still would have been 3,500. So it's still a discount. But last minute, this is the problem. If you want to book a flight here, anything sooner than 2 weeks is a fortune. Like when I say a fortune, it could be 10 to 18 to 25,000 pesos for a single flight, even one way sometimes. Especially if it's tomorrow. If I want to book a flight tomorrow, that's what you're going to pay. Crazy money, like $500. But if you book over 2 weeks out, that flight is $45. So the furthest out you book here, the way cheaper it gets. Like some people just, go, okay, they plan their whole year and they'll sit in January and say, okay, we're going to go here, 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 here. And you can buy these tickets for like 1,200 pesos, whatever. Really crazy prices. And it just months out in advance, plan your whole year out. And that'll be it. That's why somebody had pointed out that you don't even bother when you can't make a flight and doing like changing the date or anything. The fee to change it is often way more than you paid for the flight. And so it just doesn't make any sense. You just let it go. You paid $20, $40 for it. You just let it go. We are spending about 2 months in the Philippines for travel. Fantastic. Don't forget, you got a lot of boats here too. She got a tattoo on her chest. No, she doesn't got any tattoos on her chest, thankfully. She just got that big one secretly recently, but she only had this one like right here with her name in Korean. Hello, I'll visit next year, and I plan to visit, bring you and the family tennis rackets. Hey, we'll take them. Thank you very much. We did get some somewhat decent tennis rackets, just to let you know, like, don't go out of your way or anything. I really appreciate it, but we did get some okay ones. They're not the cheapy ones anymore, and we just got to get out there and go again. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, we got to do that. Banking and finance in general has gotten way more restrictive. Yeah. Well, here it's up to the Philippines branch manager if you can even open an account. And so it's not a law, it's not anything. It's just the branch manager is going to be stuck dealing with every time you want to deposit $5,000, it flags their system, and there has to be a big write-up of why $5,000 it moved into your account. And does the branch want to deal with that? So the ones that like foreigners will be dealing with it all the time. They don't care. They'll just bring it on, bring it on. They get all these accolades for having huge portfolios with low risk. They're doing great, but other ones are just like, no, I don't want to fill in all that paperwork. I don't want to be dealing with all this all the time. Sad reality. What kind of business you suggest? None. No. I don't have the answer. I wish I had an answer for that, but I don't. That's going to take more thought than that. I already decided, restaurant, bar, all that stuff. No, don't do anything like that. Stay away from all of that. No, there's still good services. You know what's really good? Say you have a Filipino wife, right? Make your life easy, because there's only certain businesses you can own 100%, but many you can't, and especially retail, dealing with the public, that kind of thing. So, and that is, buy a couple dump trucks and find out where all the gravel pits are, what their pricing is or whatever, and just like have a business like that. So few people have dump trucks, and that's a very profitable business. Maybe a backhoe and a dump truck, that kind of thing. You'll do great. You will do great. The key to here is low barrier to entry jobs, or I mean businesses are terrible because they're low barrier to entry. So therefore, you do well, everyone will copy. But not everybody could just buy a couple dump trucks and a backhoe, right? So there you go. I would say something like that would be, you can't be replaced with somebody just saying, oh, I'm an electrician, and he's not, but he'll do it for half the price. Well, a dump truck, what are you going to do? You need an ACR card. Yeah. So I had my ACR card. Oh yeah. Gcash and PayMaya, they're not bank accounts. So you can just, that's like PayPal. You can get a PayPal account, essentially what that is. But my ACR card did not work for me on Gcash, but I didn't worry about it because I got a bank account. But yeah, I have a Philippines driver's license, and I got my ACR card, and I got very lucky because they watched my YouTube. That's the truth of the matter. Is my first ever account was because the bank manager watched my YouTube, and that was a long time ago. And they were very happy to give me a bank account, but I watched them turn other people away who had lived there for a year as a permanent resident, and they're like, no. So it's not that common. But then my BPI one, I just went to a very foreigner-friendly area, which is right in Festawalk, a business bank. It says right on it, business bank for BPI, and they were perfect. Call centers got the managers are all foreigners, that kind of thing. They're just kind of used to it and walked right in, and it had no problem. But I had 4 rejections before that at same company, BPI. Lived in Florida, used to hurricanes. When is typhoon? Oh, it just ended. This is it. So we are, like, if we get another one, it's just one of those, like when you can get snow in April, by accident. Anything's possible, but that's it. December, mid-December like this, you're good now. That's why it's considered tourism season right now. Christmas and on, and all the way like Easter, everything's going to be so packed all the time. This is the time everybody comes to the Philippines. Also because it's freezing ass cold in Canada, northern United States, and all that, and Germany, and all these places. So this is the time everybody comes here. Your girlfriend got yeah. Trust me, it was a thing, and she just hit it for 2 days. But Trust me, there's a lot of things that you would not usually stand up for, but you do because there are a lot of pluses here dating, Filipinas, but then you're going to have that personality. Every personality has a plus and a negative, right? And like it's a negative for you and a positive for somebody else, that kind of thing. And all personalities work that way. When somebody is, you know, great personalization and they get along with everybody and everybody loves them and all that. Well, the negative side of that is that person's more likely to form bonds with other people and potentially cheat on you and that kind of thing. And so the positive can become a negative. And then you have that same thing, and you learn this in business and everything else is too with DISC and all these other things, is every personality type is going to have a positive and negative for the exact same thing. And so yeah, so you can't throw it as like game changer, no trust. I know in the Philippines, they rarely have trust. They still want to look on your bank account and they want to look at your bank account, sorry, your text messages and your Facebook messages and everything. And you've been together forever and you never give her a single reason. I wish I had the right answer for it. I don't have the right answer for it, but it is something that it is a constant struggle. But on the other hand, they're extremely loyal to you. They're extremely a lot of things, do anything to take care of you. And if you collapse tomorrow and couldn't walk anymore, they would make sure you were taken care of and change your diapers and like doting on you. So it's a balance. We got a bigger picture. This trip of the banks, I went to a couple banks in the provinces and they would all not let me open an account, even in Manila. But then I found a BPI bank in Alabama. Yeah, exactly. Just keep trying. A lot of people say, I've already been, and I'm just keep going, keep going. Doesn't matter. People say, oh, you should try this brand or that brand. No, I've heard every answer in the book. So like you said, BPI, I went to 3 or 4 BPIs. I already had a BPI. Like for example, I have BPI, Festa Walk, Iloilo. The BPI here, the bank manager apologized to me because he watches my videos, everything. I can't open an account here for you, because how it works here is you can't transfer your branch. You have to close your account there, which ends your banking history, and open a brand new one here. Otherwise, my home branch must stay there where my signature stays manually on file at that branch. And he's like, I can't, I'm not allowed. My regional manager or whatever, no, it's an absolute no. And he wasn't the only one. Metro Bank that did our Canadian Beaver and does Catherine's. Like I had them set up an account for Catherine, and I did the business account with the Beaver where I could have signing authority, everything. They could not get, the bank manager tried and could not get me approved to open a bank account. Meanwhile, I have a BPI bank account. It's a complicated situation here. Are you going home to visit? No. My mother is in Panama. My father passed away, my brother passed away of fentanyl poisoning. We were just talking about that earlier in the beginning. Just the year before last, right? I think it was the year before last. And so like my mother being in Panama now, like that's where I'd go. I'm going to be honest. She wants me to come and visit her. I'd hate for something to happen to her, God willing. I don't want anything like that. But, and then I didn't, so I do need to make a trip to Panama and go visit my mother, see what life, I've never seen, she moved there. She used to live in America, right? And, but America, she posted wrong politically things on Facebook 2 elections ago or whatever. And it got her thrown out of the country. They would not, she had a investor visa. She employed a lot of people. She had a business, everything, paid all her taxes, everything else. And they just said, no, thank you. We don't think you're a very good person for our country. And that was it. She was not allowed back. And so she took all of her American customers, now lives in Panama, and because she owns an accounting business. And so now she does all the bookkeeping for all these companies and everything in Panama. My mother's a tough one. She knows how to deal with this stuff. Anyway, that's where I wanted to go if I'm going to go visit anybody. Hey, Michael, cheers from freezing cold Ontario. Oof. Leaving after Christmas to the new place and Panay, Capiz. Hey, fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to be lonely over there. You're going to come and visit me. I know you will. We'll be in the Philippines until April, hoping to cross paths again. I know you will, Canadian Korea. You're going to come because where you're going, you got to come to the city for some fun every once in a while. So that's the truth of the matter. And so I'll be waiting for you. Anyway, does anybody have any more questions or anything? I'm going to show you here how close the waves are getting, though. Just to give you a little sneak peek here. Sneak. If I get closer, you can really see. Get away from that light. So you can see the waves are getting closer, and soon you can see the crabs down there, I think. Yeah, there's the crabs. So the waves will come, and they'll be crashing against my wall, probably spilling over the edge a bit. It's this time of year, though, like it was the same last year for me as well. Let me see if I can just do this. Yeah, there we go. I can just do that. So yeah, last year we had no wall in this place, but it worked out. In the end, this wall has done me better. The only thing I should have put is like the drain pipes so that the water can go in and out, no problem. Because you're not really trying to block the wall, the water totally. It's going to come in anyway. And what it does is it goes underneath and erodes away the sand. And if I could just have that, it would drain out without taking all the sand with it. Can you see the crab wars though? Seriously? I don't know if you can see that, but they're seriously having crab wars over here. Love it. And they don't see me up here. If I get lower, they'll run away. There we go. I'm a little closer now. So you might be able to see the crabs. I hope you can. There you go. Got to have balance. Yeah, there's the good, there's bad. Outweigh it all. Some days it feels like, the other way, but, patience, patience, patience. How could I tire of Boracay? Well, my friend, it was 8 months of living there. I don't know. I'm used to some conveniences. The mall there is not a mall. It's like an oversized sorry store. There's really not much there. Because the hotels, the restaurants, everything, they import their own food from Manila. They bring it all in, and they don't go to the grocery store. And so the people that are left living on the island, yeah, there's not a lot of options and selection. And you want to get meats and cheese, good luck. You're not going to get any of that. You want to get some like little frozen fake cheese, something, whatever. Yeah, they got a lot of that. When I needed furniture for my house that I rented, there's no furniture. In Lazada, it's going to be this tiny little thing you put together that makes IKEA look extravagant. And so there was a lot of things that, like when I needed a new computer monitor, they only sold TVs up to 720p. I was like, what? On a computer, that's going to look horrendous. On a TV, that still looks pretty bad. But they just didn't have those options. I ordered one. Lazada comes in, and it had a big smash down it. And it takes, on Boracay, everything takes about 3 days longer. Lazada, everything else, than it does in other places. Manila, you can get it next day or the day after, like you can on Amazon, sort of thing. But like even here in Roxas City, it's, I don't know, week to 10 days, and in Boracay it'll be 2 weeks ish to get things online. So there's a lot of reasons. It's just you have to be okay with and living the vacation life every day, like resort life. Obviously, having unlimited finances will make your life a little easier, but just it's going to be very repetitive. Are you okay with that? Some people are, and I wasn't. I just like adventure. I'm always moving around. The new SRRV for 40 plus, and the veteran pay for it is exciting. Yeah, it's exciting for a lot of people, especially veterans, obviously, with the pension and everything. But the one for 40 plus, that if you obviously don't have a pension or anything, that's a lot of money to put up and lock up for the rest of your life. So yeah, like one hand people are excited, on the other hand people are like, whoa, that's a lot of money. $50,000. I think it was 50, right? 50,000. Maybe my memory's off, but it's a lot. That's all I know. Just took early retirement. Looking forward to head on Roxas City. Forward to seeing you there, Doug. Yeah, SRV or 13A, can't decide. Going to, well, you're married, so you just do 13. It's free, right? Or whatever. The Balik buy-in. Balik buy-in. Yeah, Balik buy-in is way better. You pay nothing. It's free. Name seems silly, but does it require retirement benefits, or will 100% service connection pay work for that? For the visa? Yeah. You just have to show that you're getting, um, yeah, the service connection pay and all that stuff. That's all fine. They're not gonna be that picky. I would use somebody like my friend there. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Who's my friend again? Okay, I'm going to turn it back away from here. Guys, help me out. Who am I talking about? Oh, I'm going to feel terrible now that I don't remember his name. JR. Oh my God. How do you not remember JR? JR Coca. Um, JRC Consulting is what immigration consulting. You find him on Facebook. You can ask him this stuff. And I only hear good things about him. So anybody can share their other experiences. I know there's other people that people use. And yes, you can do it all yourself. Takes more time. Don't have to think about it. But yeah. JRC Consulting. There you go. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Have you tried to visit Da Nang, Vietnam? If yes, how do you compare it to Roxas City? If no, when you visit Da Nang? So no, we only went to Ho Chi Minh City. It was about resetting my visa, right? When I went there. And so I went, we're already here a week. I've never been, let's just do this. And then we went there and we love the food. We love how cheap everything is. Super, super cheap. Everything from taxis to Grab to food to hotels and stays. Like we had gorgeous places for so cheap. It was crazy. Downfall, English. Forget about English. Very hard to get along, communicate, that kind of thing, in 99% of the cases. So that was the downfall on that. But yeah, for the most part, we did love Vietnam because it's hard to say, the fact you can buy anything you want, cheap as hell, lots of options, stuff like that. It was really great because it is a communist country. So everybody must work. So everybody's at work. You'll see some retired people, doing their Tai Chi in the park sort of thing or whatever. But for the most part, everybody's busy at work. You'll never see kids. Kids are all at school and everything and mandatory. Everything's so mandatory there. So yeah, you'll see people working. So kind of doesn't feel like ghost towns, but like everybody has a purpose and everything has a reason, and it's a communist country. So that's a very thing. So when you come here, it may feel chaotic to you, but it also feels alive. There's a guy fishing right there. Look at that. Can you guys see him? Look at that. He's got a little net. Where is he? That light might be washing out him, but he's right there. Right there. And it must be, so he's here. That means there's a guy probably, oh, what am I saying? There's no one right there. I didn't even see him. Yeah, so they're doing the net fishing live on YouTube right now. Two guys pulling in this net. Now this style, it doesn't have a boat to take out the net really far out, so that generally they don't get a lot of big fish, which is why the two guys can also pull it instead of having like 10 people on either end. But look at that, how exciting. You get to watch it coming in and right now as we speak. And anyway, so I do like it there. I am going to go back, but we're going back because they have some of the best dental there, and I am going to get my crowns finally done. And my friend got a Hollywood smile for under $4,000, titanium, beautiful crowns all the way across. You get 26 of them, I think it was, for under 4K. And I said, let me know how it goes for you because I'm going to do the same. And he went amazing. And he was billed less than he was quoted. And he had such a great experience and everything that his wife decided to get her teeth done at the same time. And she had everything redone that she had done in the Philippines. So one day, that's where I'm going to get that too. But look at this. You guys get an action. It's like National Geographic over here. I'm going to turn it a bit so you can get them both. There you go. I didn't know this was going to be a fishing vlog, but I guess it's a fishing vlog now. Hey, we think we are booked for Most Place Black Sands for New Year's. Looking forward to that. Oh, fantastic. I didn't know he was going to be open. Like Canadian Beaver, we tried to be open for New Year's and it was dismal, right? Nobody. I didn't realize that here in the provinces, cities, towns, or whatever, they don't do anything for New Year's, like nothing. Like it's dark, no lights are on, no businesses are open, everything is dark and closed. And everybody spends time at home. Yes, we'll see some fireworks from people launching it from their houses, but there's no big thing. So that's why this year, oh, you can see this fish in there now. That's why this year we decided we are going to go to Makati, which we invited all the subscribers, if they want to join us, to the rooftop, which for the club, it's called Firefly. And there we are going to have a party there. It's great. The fucking fireworks are all over. You can see BGCs, you can see Makati, you can see everybody's fireworks. It's incredible. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. All right, well, the guy's got a lot of, bringing a little bit of garbage now, but I saw some fish. They're just small though. Let's see if we see any bigger ones. Oh, you know, that's the downfall, and she's doing it in front of my place. So any of the garbage they found in the nest net, you know they're going to leave it here. Right in front of my beach here. But earlier today, we had the big groups, and they were getting quite a bit of fish. They took many, many buckets of fish out. But this is not looking very hopeful for these guys. I don't see much but garbage. And small minnow, like a few. Let's see. What'd you get? You get anything? All right, I'm going to go see. One sec, guys. I'll let you know if they caught anything. Let's go see. Yeah, they're going to donate the garbage for sure. Well, guys, you get anything? Where's the fish? Where's the fish? None? None. Come on. Yeah, breathe, breathe. Wow. I think everybody got them earlier.
No more.
Yeah, no more. There was a lot of people fishing today. Yeah. And the tide's going to come. The water are going to come here very soon. Yeah. We're getting close. Well, guys, good luck. I hope you get some fish. I don't know. Let me see if I don't know what I have. I don't have any beer. I know. I'm trying to think what I have though. Let me look. 1 second. Let me look. I don't think we have anything to drink here. Let's go out. Let's see. Don't mind me for a minute, guys. Might lose my mic for a second, or you might hear me talking to Catherine. I don't know. Hello, Asher. All right. The person who made the comment about the tattoos, by the way. Yeah. It is what it is, what it is. Okay, so that's all I got is water. That's it. If these guys don't want water, well, I can't help them. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I think so. Should have came back on if you didn't. Well, sorry guys, that's all I got. That's all I got. At least it's cold.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's not good.
Okay.
Good water. What are you gonna do? No Tendawai, sorry. Yeah, very cold, right? I know. More?
Wait, wait.
No? Okay.
No, no.
More?
No.
No?
No.
All right, guys.
Thank
Good luck,
you.
okay? Good luck. Hope you catch something. All right. Okay, anybody that's still left here? I know I just kind of abandoned you guys to go hang out with the fishermen. These things happen. What can I do? Anyway, we already talked about our topic. Like I said, I'm going to edit this part out anyway, so just ask any questions if you want, and we'll go from there. Yeah, 1,500 for veterans, but not the 40 plus. The 40 plus, I think, is 3,000. I believe that's how it works. 50, and then at 50 and older is 1,500. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's got an increase for the 40 plus. Would you like better, Shargow or Secure? Neither of them are good for people like me. If you're 20, 25 years old, that's the place for you. You know, it'd be good. It's like Baraka. It's good for a vacation. But Shargow and Secure are overrun by people under the age of 30. Like more population, 70% of the population is foreign. So they're European and American, women and just equal amount of women, believe it or not, women and men under the age of 30 that have taken over those places. So it's like another world when you go there. You go there and you're like, wow, dynamic has really changed here. So I think for CQ it's cheaper. You fly into Dumaguete or you fly into Bohol, like Penglao, and then just take a boat. 1 hour later, you're there. But Shargow is very expensive, very, very expensive to get there. The flights are a fortune. They just added a to-go ferry. If you want to sit for 27 hours, you can save a lot of money. But yeah, there's that part. And the terminal's so small in Shargow. There's a lot of reasons why people are choosing CQR right now. I'll see you there, Makati. Hey, didn't confirm my dinner time yet. Okay, Eric, fantastic. We'll see you then. Dinner time. I don't know what that means. We just bought tickets. We don't have a dinner either. Oh, I don't have any alcohol. Sorry. I only had the water right now. They didn't understand me before, I guess. Right? Like, what? You don't drink? I rarely drink. Is $1,300 a month possible in Boracay? Yeah, anything's possible. I wouldn't enjoy it as much. But then again, no, well, I should go backwards. So when I lived there, it was lucky, right? We got there right after pandemic. And so everything was very, very inexpensive when we got there. It was like it hadn't rebounded. Even the unlimited buffets were half the price they are today, that kind of thing. But I lived in the local area. It's called an area called Tambisaan in the Manok. Okay, so that's like, I don't know, the barangay in the area or whatever. It's where all the locals live. And the house was built by locals. They had a compound of houses where all the cousins and everything, and they built this one house to rent out to help support the neighbor, the relatives, right? It helps the community, and wonderful family. The house didn't, I had to furnish it and everything else, but it had we negotiated water heaters, air conditioners in every room I paid for, but it was good. 20,000 pesos a month was a really good deal. 2-minute walk to a beach, still a white sand beach. It was beautiful and everything, but no tourists. It was just me and some local kids would jump in there or whatever, and you rarely see anybody in it because the popular beaches were on the other side of the island. Downfall to there is you're not allowed to have vehicles and all that stuff on the islands. It's electric only, so if you probably need an electric scooter or something like that if you want to get along and live over there, because the trikes, the e-trikes, they call them, the electric trikes, don't really go to places that are not in the tourist areas. So I would end up walking like 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers just to find an e-trike to finally get into the thing there. And it was such a pain back then. And there was nobody selling those little scooters. Again, it was right after pandemic. It was a difficult time to get around and things like that. So yeah, I really think that Boracay could be done. I don't know what it is today for the same thing, but let's just say that we were easily living under $1,000 a month, and that 1,500 is possible. Keeping in mind, we didn't mind eating ramen now and then. We didn't go to restaurants every day or whatever. We'd have ramen, or we go to Andox and get a whole chicken, which is what, 280 or 300 pesos, something like that, and make like a chicken sandwich out of it, and chicken this, chicken that. We weren't doing anything super fancy because we were on a tight budget back then. And so it is possible, but to what level do you want that to be possible? Do you want to be able to go over to, this Calderia restaurant and have them make you bacon and eggs, or ham and eggs, or sausage and egg or something every morning, and drink your coffee? You can do that in a lot of places. In Boracay, they didn't have that for us, at least in that area. There was nothing I could do. They had a fishmonger guy and a lechon kind of guy that did the pig and everything. See you guys. And then a few like barbecue stick guys sort of thing, but they didn't really have any where you could sit there and just enjoy it, watch the water. So yeah. Why is YouTube showing that everything is going to hell in the Philippines? What did the peso go to today? US dollar to the Canadian dollar is terrible. So I think that is called algorithm giving you what you already search. So yeah, I don't know if it's, oh, that was loud, necessarily going to hell or anything like that, but the Canadian dollar barely moves to the Filipino peso. So I don't win like you guys do. The Americans win like crazy, and you guys are close to that 60 cent. I don't know if you hit the 60 cent. Maybe that's what they're talking about, because they were at 58 or 59 point something. I don't know. The Europeans, they are having a blast too with their euro to the Philippine peso. But yeah, well, the new economy is AI and AI-based companies and data centers and everything. And the Philippines doesn't really have a lot of that. And those technologies and everything are adding to people's GDPs and making other countries look very valuable, and ones that don't, well, going to go the other way. Oh, you found one. Oh, you got a squid. You got a squid. He's this big. Good job, guys. Oh, and yeah, crab. Well, the crab are everywhere. I could catch them, but good job, brother. I think he's trying to sell them to me, but. And one shrimp. Wow, he got one shrimp, one crab, one squid. Look at that, you got a meal. Good job, guys. Good job. That's funny. One of every. Asking for tandoori, that keeps fishermen, keeps them awake. Yeah, I'm putting them to sleep if you ask me. But yeah, we don't have any tandoori here or anything. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's 8:40 in the morning. Colorado snow is on the ground. 32 degrees, 0. As a Canadian, I'm going to say that you're at 0 Celsius. Yeah. Courtesy SRV is 50 years old up, but the new one they put out, the 40 and up, there is a 40 and up for Courtesy, and it has double. So that's they've doubled it. So I already looked into this, and they were like, yeah, you can get it, and it'll be $3K. But for me, because I was just in reserves, short period of time, militia they even call it. I have no pension from it. It wasn't long enough to get a pension, and so I don't think I can get the Courtesy 40-year-old one because I don't have the pension. So yeah, sucks. -12 in Halifax. Oh, wow. Trying to do a show up in here. Yeah, guys. What the heck? And yeah, sure enough, they dumped all the garbage in front of my place. Would you be considered wealthy in Roxas City with a 5K pension? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There are people here that own like the major industries that, like they make, say, 500,000 pesos to 1 million pesos a month. So there is going to be wealthier people, don't get me wrong, but 5K is what, about 300,000 pesos? Is that right? Yeah, I think so, right? Right around 300,000 pesos per month. And that's going to put you right up there. You're not going to worry about money. You're not going to think about money for the most part, unless you're really crazy. You're going to be able to do anything you want. Yeah. 1,300 a month. Yeah, secure. Still plenty of time. Secure just started booming, right? So last time I was there, like say last year or whatever, there's still a lot of green areas, a lot of empty areas, a lot of simple spots and stuff like that. It's a whole island, right? So it's not just one specific area. You know, all the good spots are gone, you know, but there's still tons of backpackers trying to live there, and like for $200 a month rent. There's tons of that. And so there's a lot of places that are tailored to people living on, but that's like hostels and all that kind of stuff. But there's still, if you leave the popular zones of Siquijor, go around, that's not where these young people want to be. And so they're going to open a lot of more opportunities for rentals out there. But hey, check Facebook, right? Check that Facebook, see how many you find on there. Boots on the ground, that'll be the next one. It's going to be tougher. It's not a big area. It's an area that's growing, but it was a low populated area growing, which is why you get that big supply and demand problem. Yeah, you have to have a pension, exactly. So if you're 40 years old, retiring from the with some military, past military, you're probably not going to have any pension of any kind from anywhere, so you won't be able to get that one. I arrived in the Philippines mid-March and will be moving to Panay once I get my SRRV. Now, when you say Panay, are you actually moving to the town of Panay, or you just mean the island of Panay? Because there is a town called Panay too, so that's why I was like wondering. One is very close, and the other one is, well, it could be, you could be right here. We're in the Panay. Or a lot of people go to Iloilo City, obviously. It's really, to be honest, Iloilo City, a lot of people move here now. Kalibo still gets a good number, and some move to Boracay. Not as many. The possibilities are not endless on Boracay. It's mostly hotels and resorts. So, yeah. My wife is from Roxas. Oh, was back there in 2022. Wait till you come back. You're gonna be like, holy shit. This looks so much different now. Would you get married again? Yeah. I'm not afraid of the marriage thing. Not at all. It's just the difficulty in getting divorced, because I was married in Canada, and we were looking it up, or I was looking it up, and I thought, oh, you can get married online. And technically, true. But one of you have to be of living in Canada and a resident of Canada for the last 12 months and be able to prove it with, they give you a list of things, and don't have any of that. And so we don't qualify to get the divorce. And so until one of us decides to move back to Canada for 12 months, now what? Panay, the island Panay, yeah, right. Okay, well that's a big island though. There's a lot of places. Vehicles seem so expensive online compared to, oh yeah. So vehicles here, and the good thing about here is you buy a nice SUV for used, right? For like 300,000 or 400,000, and it's got 20,000 kilometers on it. Well, because the island is so damn small, like I just said it was big, but I don't mean length and size. Just there's a lot of options on this island, but that's it. You know, like in Canada, you could get, I could put 90,000 to 100,000 kilometers a year onto my vehicle because I traveled for work all the time. Because Canada is enormous. America, Canada, America, we're enormous. Here, like this whole island is only 500 kilometers, and the chances you're going to drive that, how often? It's so rare, and so really, really low kilometers is very, very easy. So yeah. You're going to find great deals here, and they're really not going to be doing anything. Serious question. I was wondering if you're sponsored. No. No, nobody sponsors me at all. like they're very supportive of people that are good at showing their town or city or province or whatever. Of course, they're going to be very supportive of that. Uh, but that's it. Uh, so yeah, they don't have any money for that anyway. Like they're not going to spend any money on that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that nobody gets sponsored by Philippines tourism or whatever, but I certainly do not. I don't know who told you that, Halifax. I think you're thinking of Baguio. In Baguio in public, this is my own home, but in Baguio in public, you can't smoke or vape anywhere that is visible by the public walking like down the street type thing. So, in your house, you can do it in your backyard, but don't do it in your front yard. Although the change you get in charge in the front yard is probably zero, because it's not police, it's like smoke police or whatever they call them, bylaw officers. But no, not 99% of the rest of the country. BGC has smoking areas. Makati, you can smoke wherever the hell you want. It's just the private corporation areas are pretty strict. Iloilo has a big one, but no, on your own property, you can do whatever you want. They just don't want you to smoke on the sidewalk and walking around with it, that kind of thing. Not that it's 100% enforced, but they do enforce more than most. Iloilo City is a pretty non-smoking, like there's definitely no businesses or anything allowing smoking in Iloilo. But for the most part, it's not like that. It's banned in all public. I don't know who said that, but I've never. Yeah, I think it's up to specific towns and to put a priority on it also. There's a lot of things that are laws, right? But there's only so much money and manpower to enforce so many things. So as much as I might complain about the illegal the modified mufflers, well, they're already illegal, but it's not a priority for this area. They pick their priorities. They pick and choose the priorities. What is going to bring the biggest public safety, that kind of thing. So, on one hand, I bitch about that, but on the other hand, I sure appreciate that I can live like this and nobody climbs over my fence. Somebody breaks into my house. No, you can leave your car, and nobody breaks into your car, and like theft and there's no. I never even seen a bar fight. I don't see anything. Like it is really, really good here. I found none. I'm going to be honest with you. I found none. They are better paid. They're paid double minimum wage first day they start as a cadet. And I think that's helped a great deal. And then they can rise up, right? But they also are not in a lot of alone situations. The police don't patrol on a motorcycle and pull people over. But they do spot checks with 10 cops and usually the commander, And so it makes it, maybe it's just the environment makes it impossible. But like in Mexico, I got pulled over by a motorcycle cop trying to go to the airport. I know I wasn't speeding because it was too slow. And there's just no way. It didn't make any sense. But the guy was shaking me down. And when he really realized that I can't follow him back to the police station to pay the ticket, because that's the rule with foreigners in most countries like the Philippines, is they either take your license and you go pick up your license when you pay for it at the station, or LTO or whatever they want you to pay. He knew my flight was soon. He was like, "Oh, well, I want all this," and I'm like, "I don't have it." And I really didn't. The company I was on a company when it was early 20s, and I had won this competition that's work, and it was this 5-star resort and thing. I was all excited, but I had very little spending money of my own to spend there. And I was just enough to get the gas in the rental car and get it back to the airport, sort of thing. But he saw this camera gimbal thing that I had in there. And he's just like, when he found out I had no money, he's like, "Okay, give me that." And I had to give that to him just to get him to leave me alone. Otherwise, he's like, "Otherwise, you're going to jail." And I was like, "I just paid $200 for this before I left. I was really excited to bring this thing." So I'll know when the quarterly numbers come. I'm not an operating partner anymore. I don't know if you saw that video, but my other shareholder partners that were silent, we swapped places. I'm going to be the silent one. You guys would be the operating partners, and they took over the operations of it because I was spending too much money reinvesting constantly, and it was just killing me. Yeah, it was very, very expensive. And at the end of the day, I was like, what am I doing? I'm beating my head against the wall here. And so they took it over and they've been operating, and they have been able to find ways to operate it much cheaper. Filipinos can do that. And so we'll see when the quarterly report comes out, but they're doing better because I've never had to pay another penny since October 1st. I tried 2 to 3 times to use that JR guy, but they refused to tell me their cost, their fees, without listening to some 20, 30-minute timeshare sales pitch. Wow. I don't know anything about that, but I would be pretty pissed too. So maybe JR doesn't know. And I would try to find a way to talk to JR. Oh, don't worry, Mark. YouTube pays me, so I'm good. I'm good. I don't need the government to pay me, so that's another reason. Glad you have a better arrangement. Yeah, well, I do whatever I want, and it works out well for me. I love your channel. Watching for about 2 years. You are one of my top 3 vloggers. Hey, Dazzle and Gino, awesome. And the P, fantastic. Keep up the great videos. Thank you. I haven't watched the P since she moved to the United States, but I used to watch her all the time. I loved it, like, because she brought in so many people, right? I remember she used to go to the streets and everything, and she would bring people in. Now it's like, if there is, she's got to do it through the Skype thing or whatever now. And I don't know, it just doesn't have the same appeal anymore. I don't know. And once you're living here, like, a lot of that advice, you're going to end up learning the hard way. And yeah, so now more it's like, I want to see new places and places I've never heard of, new experiences, so that I can then, hey, I'm looking forward to going and trying new experiences. So I learn a lot still from vlogs, but what you're looking for is going to change when you move here compared to before you move here. Before here, I binge. And the P, oh my God, I remember being in Albania and I just like watching the P all the time. Well, also, who was it? Oh, I think he moved back to America and sold his channel or something to some girl, but Tim K, yeah, he was like vlogging hardcore back then, eh? I remember him. Looking to get about 1,000 square meter overlook lot in Darwin, Valencia area, and build a bungalow off grid. Hey, that's a great idea. Really beautiful in Valencia. Really, really beautiful. I love that height thing. Darwin is, down lower and stuff like that. And I get why people like it, but when you're comparing it to Valencia is a winner for me. So anything's possible, but I'm going to explain like how that. I'll give you guys a little hint here because I know from the beaver and all that. Just excuse me for a second. And so some of this stuff I can't even talk about the details with you guys because I have to protect other people's privacy, but I've helped other people who've had things happen to them and that kind of thing, and they wanted to go to the police and police wouldn't do anything, and sure enough they don't. And I'm friends with many police, and it's limitations, a budget of like one detective showed me when I'm like, I can't believe nothing's been done, and she takes me over to her desk and she shows me this pile on her desk, right? And she's a detective, and it's like this high, and she's like, this is just today. And it's like, it's not like any major stuff, but it's like this parents beating their kid here, or this kid found in the middle of nowhere and nobody knows the home for them. And it could be like, these 2 people disputing over whatever, and it's just this huge pile. And she's like, we have to prioritize, and this is all here. And so they really don't like to do any of that. They don't like to make that pile any bigger. It's impossible to get through the existing pile. And so here in the Philippines, it's a 2-part system. You go to the police, they say, where's your barangay certificate? So you have to first go to the barangay, right? And maybe the barangay captain or his assignee will listen to whatever the problem is. And they have the power to decide if this is going to the police or not, or if it will be handled internally. And 99% of the time, it never goes to the police. So we have a guy steal, at night, break into one of the bars, steal the alcohol, get drunk. They know who the guy is. He's always doing it. And the brown guy you have to go to the brown guy first. You have to get him. They'll go and round him up, and they'll tell him, don't do that again. And that'll be it. It's really not going to do anything, and it will never get to the police. And this is like a standard thing. Very little. So if there's something that the brown guy's like, yeah, well, it's cut and dry theft. You got CCTV, there it is. Want to deal with this? It's employee or something. Okay. They give you, your whole story. Brown guy captain signs it or his designation, and he brings that. Now you can go to the police. And so that whole process is like this, pre-court, whatever, to decide. Now, you still haven't got to a prosecutor. You're still only at the point where now you can go to the police. Now you go to the police, you give them all that information, and then they look at it and they're like, yeah, they really don't want to deal with it either. And so they'll be like, and they'll just, instead, they won't say no. What they'll do is they'll just give you so much work to do that you just go away. And so say it was a theft or whatever. Okay, I want you to go and get me notarized documents from every witness of every person that has seen this person doing anything close to this, knowing that they're just going to burden you with tons of stuff. And they'll say, we need more than this, and you're going to have to do this, and they'll just give you a list. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was like, why wouldn't the CCTV footage be enough? That's it, cut and dry. This should be so simple, but it's not, because the police officer knows that the 90% of them, the prosecutor isn't going to do it either. They're not going to want any part of it either. They're just going to be like, not taking that case, and that's it. But here in the Philippines, there is a two system. So if you aren't doing real heinous crime or whatever, there's a very good chance that it's never going to go anywhere. Now, if you do heinous crime, yeah, you're going away. NBI, everything, they'll put you away. Prosecutor will be all over you, the end. So let's go to the other side of it, though. Here in the Philippines, as you may or not know, there is no jury trials, none. So judges decide your whole life. It could take 8 months to get in front of a judge when you were charged with something. So the police charge you, the prosecutor charge you. 8 months later, you finally get your basically bail hearing, or thrown out. Judge reads it and goes, this is ridiculous. You should never have been charged. Off you go. So you don't want a wrongful arrest here, because you will sit for 8 months, up to 8 months, waiting for a judge to ever even look at your case. So scary right there. But on the other side, because there's no juries, they have a system here where if the police won't press charges, the prosecution won't press charges, your lawyer can be the prosecution, and you can press criminal charges with your own lawyer. And so if somebody does you wrong and nobody will press charges, they have in their law here, you can go to your own lawyer and they become the prosecutor for your case. And they can file criminal charges against anybody you want. They have to present all the evidence, everything else. The police will then go, they'll get the arrest warrant signed by the judge. There you go arrest this person. The police will go arrest them and put them in jail. And, waiting trial and all that stuff. So there's like this whole other system. So when I hear this stuff about everything, anything is possible, sure, unlikely, extreme. Some people have a lot of connections, they friends here, friends there, friends there. Oh, they can lock everybody up. Maybe it'll happen. But from my experience here, they don't want to get burdened with a ton of paperwork and a ton of work and a ton of investigation work and everything else. It's just not. It's not. And I've seen a lot of things. I've tried to help friends, and it just never. So yeah. Tim Craig was great. Tim moved back to USA and goes to his viewers. Yeah, he sold his channel, as far as I know. Hey, whatever, at the end of the day, it's not a marriage. He made you good content, entertained you for a while, and as long as you got entertained, well, that's why he kept coming back. What are we expecting, right? at the end of the day, he did his part, made you the videos, you watch them when they did. And there's always going to be new people. But yeah, I wrote him several times on his coming and I thought he would answer. He never, ever answered. And if you guys have wondered, like, why do you answer everybody? And I do answer almost everybody. Scams, stuff like that. No, I don't. Or people just write, hello. What am I going to do with that? 99% of all scams start with hello and hi. So, and nothing else. It's what they send. And so if you're going to state your reason, I probably aren't going to answer. But I try to answer everybody. And because simply I tried everybody. I tried Filipino Pia. I tried Becoming Filipino. I tried Tim K. I wrote a lot of people and no one ever answered me. So I'm not trying to be one of those people. Yes, after 4 weeks here, my biggest surprise, how all the Philippine people get along. Yeah. Even in Manila, protesters smiling and waving at the camera. Yeah. Everybody gets along. As foreigners, we do not talk about that topic, but yeah. Do Filipinos have to show you a government card saying they have never been? No. I think you're thinking of that Senomar. If you are really concerned about this, and I've heard I know the law. I've even talked about the law before. Yeah, they can. If she's married and that he catches you guys, and you could not know, but he's legally allowed to shoot you both dead. In the Philippines, and it's true. It is true. But does that happen? How often? And yeah, all that stuff. And a lot of people, because there's no divorce here, will just spend their whole lives living separate lives in different parts of the country and don't even care what each other do. But that Senomar thing is, you can get her to go do it. She can only do it, by the way. But you can say, listen, let's go together. Let's go to the mall. Most of the malls now have all the government offices in them. So go to the big mall. Usually a Robinson or a SM mall will have them. A lot of Robinsons. And get a Senomar. I think I'm saying it right, hopefully. And it just states there that no, she is not married and never been married. That's it. So you can do that. Not mine, actually. I think she'd be like, okay, let's figure it out. Yeah, I know it seems weird, but she wouldn't believe me. I think that's what it is. I couldn't live broke anyway. Like this blog. Thank you. Yeah, hey guys. Did you click like on this thing? I've been going for 2 hours and 7 minutes. How many likes did I get? I know it's not many viewers on this one, but sometimes it's bigger. But I don't mind. I appreciate everybody comes in here. And I think this video, when I cut it for just the main part of the topic, will do fine. Yeah, 109 concurrent. But how many click like? It doesn't show me. Come on, guys. Hit like. I want to see how many likes we can get. Oh, we got 85. 85 out of 1,026 people have watched since the beginning. So let's go. Let's go. Click the like button. Jump in the comments. Just say thanks. Anything that helps the algorithm. If you ever like anybody's channels, just say thanks in the comments. You've helped their channel tremendously by just saying thanks. Comments are the #1 thing for the algorithm. Then it's the share button. The like button is like down there. I'm still, go ahead and like, please. Like 69. Woo! Like the like, guys. There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. From Business IT, no hello. No hello. Okay, bro. He's like, bro, 68 at the moment. Now 69. Nice. Oh, yeah. Comments help every aspect. Doesn't matter if it's shorts, live streams, definitely. So it shows on my report here, engagement. And if it shows a dive in engagement, it'll put on less people's feed. Yeah, where does that show it? On viewer activity. I think it's here. Chat rate. That's what it is. It says chat rate. And right now I'm only got a chat rate of 2, and I don't know what that means. 2 per minute, 2 per hour. It can't be 2 per hour, obviously. But all right, there it is. Senomar. Yep, exactly. How is the Christmas? Okay, so we had a meeting today. We had to change the date. It's the 19th now. Did not want to do that, but it is the location, the venue is it had to be the Friday, not the Saturday. So originally it was Christmas, and I'm like, no, Michael, you can't do that. raging and organizing everything. It's up to 400 kids now, by the way, which parents and everything for the food. It's much bigger than we expected. All right, so it is now the 19th. I have the name of the school, but unfortunately it's inside on a piece of paper. But it's a school right here in Roxas City. It's not just in that barangay. The reason it's gone to 400 kids is we are picking the most needest children that need the most. The ones that not society forgot, but they really have the least amount of chances possible. And so it is 400 kids. So it'll be about 100 from this barangay that I wanted to help anyway. But now they're going to add in children from all the barangays, and we are putting it at a cap of 400 kids now, 10 and under, and we are going to feed their families and everything else. So today I had the people from the congressman's office at the Beaver working through all this logistics, first changing it to the 19th, and I was like, oh, okay, we're changing to the 19th now. I told them, I really, like, if you give these kids, like, these kids don't get the chance to go to Jollibee or McDonald's. To them, that would be like blow their mind. But what they do get is some rice and a little bit of fish or chicken. And so they wanted to do exactly that, rice and fish and chicken. And I was like, no, I want to do something special with these kids. I want the owners of the franchises of the Jollibee and McDonald's, I would like a meeting with them, because I'm going to buy it. I just need a good price so that we can afford it, because it's going to be like 1,000 people we'll have to feed, because 400 kids, well, they have parents, right? And so that's what we discussed. And so they're gonna try to arrange the meeting and everything, and we're gonna go in there and negotiate so that they can all have like a Jollibee meal or a McDonald's meal, and get the Jollibee to come in and join them and everything too. But yeah, the congressman's office is arranging a ton of stuff. They love my idea so much that they're doing the similar thing all across the province and saving the 19th for me for Roxas City. And so they're going to be helping me, but it'll be me organizing this one with their help. And then they're doing all the other parts of the province without me. They're just doing it because he thought it was a great idea. And so they're doing the same thing, the gift giving and everything. So my office is full of stuff, but we have about 13 or 15 packages still this big to come that are on the way. And it says by the 12th, they should all be here. And then we got to put them all in the gift bags and number them, because ages 0 to 5 essentially will be age group 1. So you'll have the green bags are for boy and the red are for girls. So it'll be a 1 or 2 for 5 to 10, that kind of thing. We had to number them all, line them all. We're doing a lot. So, but it's going good. A lot of you donated. I don't have the updated list. I wish I did. I was going to put it on the screen. And I was like, oh shit, no, I just got it today. I got to update my like little graphic, and so it's not just a spreadsheet. So it's been going good, guys. And you guys have been awesome. The ones who have donated. I can't wait to help the kids like outside of this again with the surgeries for the children and the schools laptops and tablets. We helped out the schools with and everything. Doing good again. This Christmas thing, it's good. I like it. They're going to smile. They're going to love it. They'll probably never forget it. But I want to do more of the leading the horse to water thing, instead of just so that we can help them better their education, better their lives, better something that will give them a stepping stone that you had a part in making them have a better life in the future. Hey, $2. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much. And a member, by the way. That's what that star is there. Thank you very much, Eric. Appreciate you very much. Okay, so I have never watched them, but I heard about them. I thought it was jazz. Maybe I'm wrong. I just heard about them yesterday from Frank and Fel, and apparently they're somewhere out in Pueblo de Panay, and they're here also. And he came to the Beaver, but when we were away. So I don't think I've had the chance to meet him, and I feel terrible, and maybe they didn't tell me. But yeah, I heard they're here in Roxas City. They were when we were Frank and Fel were here just last night. Yeah, last night with Frank. I mix up my days. Maybe it was the night before. They messaged him and they said, "Come down. Let's all have a drink together and meal together." And they didn't answer at all. So it almost happened. Is it common for rentals have a backup generator? No, but the guy in Iloilo, man, that guy's the bomb, right? Yeah, though, solar panels and a backup generator. There are some good places out there. It does exist, but don't expect it to be common to have a backup generator in every rental. That's amazing. Now, condos, stuff like that, they could possibly do it, but a lot of times in the condo, it's only for emergency lighting and some basics. It may not be your apartment. So yeah, the buildings, like I find like the sixplex buildings and stuff like that, they'll have a good diesel generator. They can do their whole place. I heard you mention Cinemark. No, Kat was never married. I know this for a fact, so no. Yeah, he wasn't. He's not even on the birth certificate, put that way, and because he never even made it to the birth or anything. He long gone before then, and she has. I've seen her letter that's from the government, her notarized and everything, that says that she can make all decisions because she is a sole parent. So all medical decisions, everything, and it says in there that there is no other parent for her daughter, and therefore she can apply for passports, everything without any permission. And they certainly wouldn't give that if there was a father. So no, we're good. Happy to assist you in making millions. Wow, who are you giving out millions to? What the heck? Hey, 122 like Showman. Thank you very much. 102. Not really your own. Yeah, you're under. Yeah, like I have these plug-in ones that our internet provider sells for only 500 pesos, and they last 4 hours. And so I bought 2 of them, and it plugs in the wall and then plugs into your router, right? And you just sit it on top of each other. And then, so I get 4 hours out, unplug it, and I can put the other one in, and there's another 4 hours. And I have a generator, but it's not hooked into my system. So often I'm like on the wrong floor for my Wi-Fi, unless we all want to lay in bed. And so we'll run the generator down here with all our main stuff. And I just put these batteries on there. I get 8 hours of Wi-Fi that way. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well, this month other than we're doing the charity stuff mostly. We might go to the grand opening of the Ewag Festival, which is not far for us. It's in Patotan. It's the biggest Christmas festival in the Philippines. Man, it's amazing. It used to be the Christmas capital of the Philippines, but now everybody's kind of up in their game. So I don't know if they still have it, but either way, I'm going. So that's the 16th. But yeah, until we do the New Year's thing in Makati and all that, I think right now we're just focusing on the charity work and just things that we can do around here. Everything is in my, so if you go to my profile, go to About, my email, my Facebook, and all that are there. Everything is That Philippines Life too, by the way. So, but I don't answer TikTok and Instagram messages. We just get too many messages. It's impossible. So Facebook and email are my number one places, because every morning and I try to clear them all. If I don't, by the end of the day, I will clear them. I've gone through every single one. Yeah, I think it's really great too. The kids are gonna love it very much. So, thank you very much. Thank you. I do it for them. I'll call it selfish. I do it because every time I do it, I'm like, I gotta do more of this. It feels good, you know, and you know, it can feel good to sit in a sports car and drive fast. But I got to tell you, nothing beats like that, you know, when we're doing that. And so, yeah. Once you do it, it's like addictive. And you know what? If you're gonna be addicted to something, addicted to helping them is it's like it's the coolest thing. So other people will say, oh, how dare you this and how dare you that, and you should do it quietly and when no one can be motivated to do the same. I was like, what? No. Listen, you know what? I would wish that the most popular thing to do would be to help children and those in need or whatever, and that would get you the most views on YouTube. I wish that was the truth for every single person out there, but it isn't. The guy who flexes with a millionaire house and the millionaire car and the millionaire yacht and gives none of it to anybody but themselves, they will be the most successful, because, well, that's like human nature, whatever, right? And so my lowest view videos always are on the charity ones, and I'm okay with that. It is what it is. And often what I'll do is I will pay YouTube to advertise that one video to reach a bigger audience, hoping more people will donate for the next charity event, because I care more about the kids helping than my views, you know. And those views don't count, by the way, when you pay YouTube to advertise. And so even when you look at my views, you're like, oh, your videos on the charity are not bad. Yeah, I paid for half of those views. Like, I had it pushed into people's feeds on purpose. I would never do that for any other video. It's not the smartest thing to do if you care about only money. And it'd be a crazy, wonderful world if that's what you were, if you actually, it was the smartest financial move to do, but it isn't. And I'll still help people every single time. Does Kat have any sisters? No, but she has a brother, you know, it's the Philippines. So I hope to do the same. Fantastic. Well, like anybody who's coming to Roxas City around that 19th, it wants to like come and help hand out and everything else, just let me know when you're down here. Yeah, but not here. You have to be in like BGC, maybe IT Park. That's kind of a smaller. Eastwood is another great place. But yeah, you kind of want to stay in those areas where the whole city is the motor scooter friendly, where the sidewalks are perfect and you can go up onto, and just everything. The mobility of the whole area is perfect. And that will be your target market. Now, one good thing about BGC and all that is those are the places that have the highest amount of supply of places to rent. Therefore, it's actually not more expensive to live in BGC. You know, you can have very expensive meals. There's fantastic restaurants, 5-star this. There's go eat at the Shangri-La Hotel. But for the most part, it's not. Sorry, I just had a blip here, guys. Hopefully I didn't lose you. I hope I didn't lose you guys, because I just had everything crash out on my my side here. I think we're okay. But we are going on 2.5 hours. I don't know how much longer I can go on this. My voice is about to. All right, where did I leave off? Yeah, mobility. There you go. Perfect. I was one of those. Yeah, I had no Christmas too. I was no running water, no electricity, middle of nowhere, and we didn't imagine anything. Yeah, here we are. We're giving to children, and that's awesome, right? We always hope for better for the future generation. Good morning from South Carolina. Hope it all is well and safe. Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you. Still live. I know. We're gonna, like I said, I will cut all of this later because no one will watch. They'll look at it and go 2.5 hours. I'm not watching that. And so you want them to at least get the part where, I hope, so I get a lot less messages about that one specific topic, is, or at least I can just say, yeah, you want to know how to get apartments? This is a real short video. Just watch that. You'll be good. And that's what I generally like to do. But I'm glad the ones that join me in here, you guys get the opportunity to ask whatever the heck you want to ask and hear back feedback from other people also that are in there. And I appreciate you all very much for joining in here. And Iloilo, stay right in Festa Walk. You'll be all right. Well, Festa Walk 2, I don't even know if that'll help. The problem with this big corporations, they don't compete with each other well. So SM, no access to Festa Walk. They make it so difficult. You have to take the big highway on the improper sidewalk. So you'll never get from there to there. Then you want to go from Festa Walk to Smallville. God, no, they're not going to put any paths or roads or sidewalks. They're going to make it so difficult. So you have to go all the way around. So, you know, I guess if you were in Smallville, you could get the back way. Oh, yeah. Smallville will get you to Ayala, right? So Smallville, Ayala Corporation, to SM, which gets you SNR, everything. That whole strip there, you would have full access to that. That's a big area. And Smallville's on the Esplanade. And so you can travel a long way on the Esplanade there. That's the best spot. That's actually the best spot. There you go. Smallville. That's your answer. If you go into SM, that's fine, but you can take the back way into Smallville. But Smallville's central. So there you go. Ayala Corporation. So what's the Ayala Towers? Avita Towers. Anything in the Avita Towers would be pretty good for you. Yeah. Stay at the hotel, Smallville 21 when you're looking and all that. And you'll be right in this space. Everything is right there on the sidewalk. And the roundabout makes it safe to pretty easy to cross there. There's no lights, but the roundabout does slow everybody down. I think you might be okay. I think it might be a good spot. I know, I do have the best view today. And there you go. Now the water is starting to come right up. I got to move this all the way back again because I moved it. You see that? Oh, right, there we go. So yeah, the waves are coming right up to the wall and the crabs are trying to find a home, but they're getting dragged out. I see them crawling on my sandbags, which you guys can't really see from that angle, but you'll have to take my word for it. Anyway, before I go there, I just wanted to show you. Oh, there you go. Now I can show the sandbags. So there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. Appreciate you joining me. Make sure you rewind if you just came in later. And as long as you have the link, you will be able to watch the whole thing. You can go right back to the beginning and catch everything. What's up? Hey, Rockalo. Oh, you're the guy. Is that Rock? Is that the guy that's living here now, or is that Rock and Jazz? I don't know. I'm currently developing a platform that will highlight vids from expats in the Philippines. So I'll clue you in via email. You'll want to know about it. Fantastic. Great. I'll be up your way later this week. Hopefully you can catch up. Fantastic. I will be here other than the Iwag Festival. I will have to go to Patotan on the 16th. By the way, Mark, thank you for being a member. Awesome. Thank you very much. Cheapest place in safe area in the Philippines to live on the beach. Maybe Subic. You got to look for places that expats have been going for a long time so that the supply is high, but then the beach, right? And that's the tough part. So maybe around Subic, like Barrio Beretta. That's a tough one. Because supply, that's the hard part. Beaches are popular. Here is still a little bit, but it's getting tough. So anyway, thank you very much. Thank you. Still see you. Thank you very much, Hugo. Yep, still here. There's Sky Walk joining condo to IT Park Mall in Cebu. That is true. Yeah, Cebu IT Park. You know, I was thinking like because of BGC and everything. Clearly, you can go many more places. Like it's just the whole city, right? So I was trying to give him the most options. Certainly, like when he said Iloilo, I'm like, okay, it's possible, but you're still limited to one area, just like Cebu IT Park. Okay, if you're willing to live in these blocks, sure. Same with Eastwood and all that stuff. But if you really want the full freedom and you're in a mobility scooter, BGC is going to win. I noticed for years on IG, Facebook, YouTube, it's always during November, December that has the lowest like views for even big celeb. You know, the crazy thing is, it's never for me. So this is my first year where I saw like when I took this big trip. I was like, wait a minute, I took this big trip. Why are my views dropping? Like I'm investing, like not investing, but I'm spending that much money and making these technically epic videos. Like when epic, I mean a lot of content is in them. And where I got way more views from just like walking around my house and sticking a camera in my face. And I was like, because every other time, this Christmas time, I had views through the roof. It was the biggest money maker you made is December. You know, I felt like a store or something and making all their money. And so it was always the best month of the year for me. And I saw almost 40% decline in views. So yeah, I was quite shocked. Oh, that is you. Well, hello, Rock. I heard you live in Roxas City. I heard you're out in the Pueblo de Panay. You got to come out here and say hi, eh? But we haven't announced yet, but we'll be a lot more in Pueblo soon. 6 months, 8 months. What type of gear to use? Yeah. So my drone is a DJI Mini 3 Pro. My camera is a DJI Action 4. So That's it for cameras. I really don't try. I don't dabble. I don't change it up. I used to do all that. I don't do that anymore. Simplicity is the most important thing. Action 5 is out now, so that's definitely way better. I don't have it, but I'm getting close. My thing is breaking all the time. So that'll be next. And the editing software, I still pay the crazy amount of money. I have always been. I used to be a photographer too. I've done videos forever. So I pay Adobe for everything. So I have Photoshop, Premiere Pro, and I pay the crazy $600 a year. I know I'm crazy. I should just register in her name out of the Philippines and it would be half that price. But, you know, it's one of those comfort things. And if I stopped working, I'd be so angry and change. People hate change sometimes, right? So, yeah, that's it. Simple. Doctors and hospitals are good in the Philippines, depending where you go. Doctors, they're all well-meaning, but do they have all the tools and everything they need is the difficult part. And there are mega hospitals in certain areas. You can get tours. Most private hospitals will give you tours, but don't go in there and say, "Oh, why can't I get this stem cell surgery or stem cell treatment done or something?" Yeah, St. Luke's, no problem. Makati Medical, no problem. You know, there's certain places you can get everything, but you know, people will give you different stories. For the most part, it's cheap, it's easy. $20. What am I saying? $20? $10. Yeah, $10 to see a doctor, and $8, something like that. And a specialist is $10. That's what it is, or $20. A specialist is $20, and you can see them like this. You don't have to go to the first doctor first to get the specialist either. Just go to the specialist. Pay your 1,000 pesos. Me and my wife are headed to the Philippines today from Spokane. Oh, Washington. Been watching your podcast for a while. Maybe stop by later in the trip. Fantastic. We just had people in from Seattle too. So I know I have some Washington people in. So anyway, I hope to see you. Come on down to the Canadian Beaver. By the way, this Sunday is the Canadian Beavers Expat meetup. This Sunday, 5 p.m. Come on down. We're expecting a big group. We have big groups the last two. And oh yeah, I should show you. The crab is really trying to, look at him. He's trying to find somewhere to go. He has nowhere to go. He's on that rice bag. There he is. Sandbag. There he is. He's like, somewhere, please. I think they used to crawl under my fence here and then dig in holes in my backyard and hide, but sorry, buddy, you're going back to sea. There he goes. Anyway, see you all again. Thank you very much, guys. I sometimes do. It has to be good, and it's not much. You don't have to do much here. So let's give him 100 pesos, 50 pesos. It's very happy. In the hotels, it's like the guy carrying all my suitcases and he's lugging it in and all that. Yeah, you're going to give him, you know, but it's not like the West where you like, you know, that's because the Filipinos aren't tipping them. That's for sure. But yeah, when I appreciate them, I'm going to. If they're just lazy about it or whatever, then doing the bare minimum, that kind of thing. I mean, no, that's what their job is paid for. But definitely appreciate people that go the extra mile. Hello from Belgium. I love your plays. Thank you always for your great videos. Thank you to you. I learn a lot about Philippines. Hey, thank you very much, Mark. Thank you for the experience and good knowledge. Thank you very much. Man, this water is coming in quick. Yeah, it'll be gone in like 2 hours too. It goes out quick too. Man, the water's coming quick. Yeah. All your work shows up in your videos, your vlogs, very clean, helpful, polished. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you. 329. Yeah, I don't buy the yearly because that's, you know, money lying around, my friend. So I pay with Photoshop and Premiere Pro. It works to $45 a month if you pay monthly. And so $45 a month, do the math on that, $600 a year. Right, yeah, right. And I'm not Premiere Pro too. I have Photoshop also. So you got to add in the Photoshop on top of that. So maybe we are taking the same price. So yeah, I do because I am Canadian and it is Canadian. So because they go based on your debit card and all that, and I've had it forever. So like I said, I could get her to open it here. I bet you it's like $10 a month here. I don't know. It might be. Everything else here is we've switched it. Our HBO, our Netflix, everything is Philippines because Disney Plus, everything is like $20 a year. It's crazy. And then a VPN, you get everything. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. My voice is gone. I can feel it. It's burning. We'll see you. Thank you very much. Have a good night. No, I don't bet on Polymarket. I don't have any of that. You know what? I bet on helping kids. That's where our money's going. I don't have any spare money. But that's because we're still tying up all of the Canadian Beaver bills because we still have to pay our 13th month for the staff up to October 1 and SSS. And, so this will be our final month. I think by the January, we won't have any debts from the Beaver left. So that'll be very good. Then we'll see where we spend any excess money we have. But for now, we just get by. And we're happy. Don't get me wrong. I don't want that. That might have sounded like, woe is me. It's not. It's not woe is me. I'm a very good budgeting, balancing budget kind of person. That's important to me. Okay. Okay, guys. See you later. Good night. Enjoy. Thank you for coming for this live stream. And anybody who's interested, we'll clip the beginning if you ever want to share it with your friends or whatever. We'll be clipping just the rental part out of this. And thank you for joining for the live stream, guys. Peace. Retired. Hey, thank you again. Being a member too. Awesome.